fury upon the airwaves. Ghost, the capitalist warrior, digs his grave with a voice that could make demons quiver. He's the prognosticate, the truth giver, blasting through the speakers with deadly precision. His words cut deep, causing global division. CIA levels of assessment, he's got them all, unmasking the lies, watching empires fall. Ruthless and relentless, he takes the stand, bringing the hammer down on the corruption on the land. No politician, nobody is safe from his wrath. He's the business badass, here on the warpath. Ghost, predicting the future. Ghost, sparking synapses. Ghost, the badass of business. Yeah, now get ready. True Catholics Radio starts right now. Now. Fucking bucks.
What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me, folks. Once again, it is Baller Friday! Once again, Baller Friday, episode 710, episode 710 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show across the internets and throughout the world. And as you can hear, I'm still suffering from the voice effects that caused me not to do a show on Wednesday. So bear with me, okay? Anyway, it's a Baller Friday show, folks. A lot of things that we want to discuss here. It is July 26th, 2024. And on this Baller Friday 710 edition, let's just go ahead and get right into it, all right? Put the PC shot on. Let's go ahead and get to the markets briefly, shall we? Now, we have, once again, buying the dip situation. Once again, we had a major sell-off on Wednesday, and in the past couple of days, everybody seems to be doing the proverbial meme, buy the dip, and I think everybody should be cautious here. I think that we're on the tipping, if you want my opinion, into the so-called rotation or recession. But hey, to each their own. I mean, we're still in unprecedented territory, as I've stated. We have had so much fiat currency printed out, and as a result, we're seeing the repercussions of that. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and discuss the markets. The Dow on this Baller Friday is up. It is up 1.64% on the day, closing out the Dow Jones Industrial at 40,589.34 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P 500. It is also up today, 1.11%, closing out the S&P at 5,459.10 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. It is also up today. It is up 1.03%, closing out the NASDAQ at 17,357.88 points for the NASDAQ composite. Gold is rebounding to some extent, which is odd. Typically, when you see rising prices in equities, you typically see lower prices in gold, but we have a lot of uncertainty ahead, so you got a lot of folks hedging, and this is a part of that process. Gold is up 1.37% today. Current price for gold is $2,385.70 per troy ounce of gold, and oil continues its descent. It is down today, 2.35% on the day. Oil's current price is $76.44 per barrel of WTI sweet crude oil. And we had some inflation numbers come in today, and it looks as if we are slightly going down on inflation. And I think that's another reason why you had a lot of people funny in the pants and buying today in the markets. So that's why we have the current trend we have today on the upside. I didn't want to go over too much in the markets because we have a lot of things to discuss when it comes to the domestic stuff, international stuff. So let's get to Bitcoin, shall we? Put the PC shot on. We actually have Bitcoin rising today, believe it or not. It is up 3.27% currently. The current price for Bitcoin is $67,977.37, almost at that 68,000 mark. So once again, people feeling funny in the pants and deciding, hey, it's a buying time, which I don't think it is. All right, but hey, to each their own, right? To each their own. Anyway, that was a brief.
I'd buy that for $1.
That was a brief synopsis of the market, and once again, I strongly advise people to be cautious.
Hedge these nuts, fat fuck. Go eat a salad, Dubs. I bet you sweat when you talk about food prices, fatty.
All
you
right.
sound like the gay meteorologist in my local news when you talk
Let me
about
tell you
financials.
something. Let me tell you something. I'm not in the mood for this crap. All right? I mean, seriously, cut the crap. Anyway, put the PC shot on. And Vox, look, I'm not doing videos, dude. All right? Oh, wait a minute. It's about the Jasper thing. Never mind. I'm sorry. And by the way, I hear that there is rain coming into the Jasper, Alberta area. So that's a pretty good sign. Hopefully that'll ease off the fires. But we are having some fires over there in California, by Chico, California, to be exact. So, and I think we also got another fire going on in Utah. So a lot of fires going on, considering everybody's under this heat dome. But anyway, Vox Artificial said, got a map and the photos of some of the damage in Jasper, less than severe. I had feared, but substantial nonetheless. Look forward to returning there once they've rebuilt. Once again, thanks for the kind words on TCR, and happy Baller Friday. Well, let me go ahead and take a look at some of the damage that Vox is showing out here. Put the PC shot on. Now, apparently, this is where a lot of the fire hooked up here.
I'd buy that for $1.
And hold on, what is this?
Hey Ghost, I'm going to be getting a new car tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
It's a red Jaguar. Cheers and
Happy
happy
Baller
Baller
Friday,
dude.
man.
Think I'm going to enjoy this new car. Type 333 to ban Jag the Luxor.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoy your car. I mean, that's definitely one of the rewards of being a capitalist is to roll around in a nice automobile. So cheers to you, man, and happy Baller Friday. I hope that you're cruising and you got heads rubbernecking, because that's the whole reason why you get a badass car. But anyway, here's the damage. Once again, Vox Artificials showing us the Jasper, Alberta damage here. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the photos here. Put the PC shot on. Here's some of the photos. Once again, fire, definitely unforgiving. And, the pictures speak for themselves.
I'd buy that for $1.
Texas shaking, not stirred. All right, listen to me. I've had just about enough of you people that are in here talking a bunch of malarkey. All right? It's Baller Friday. Can't you just chill out for a second? All right? We got a lot of things to talk about. Let me show this one more photo of, once again, the Jasper fire. Before and after picture in Jasper, Alberta. Absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. So anyway, oh man, look at that church. Unbelievable. Anyway, thank you, Vox. And once again, thoughts and prayers to not only the folks in Jasper, Alberta, but everybody around this country and elsewhere that are suffering from natural disasters, fires, and that sort of thing. So cheers to you, man. Anyway, let's get into the news a little bit. And I want to briefly touch on Elon Musk because, as I mentioned on yesterday's show, the so-called rumor $45 million that he was going to give to Donald Trump's campaign a month, he has now did a switcheroo on that. And I talked about it yesterday that I guess that Elon Musk thought that this was going to give him some kind of clout, or it was going to boost his popularity or boost his Tesla sales. I had no idea. But once he made this announcement, because he's trying to claim he didn't, but he had at least a week and change for him to deny that he was going to do this, and he just let the damn news flow. But now that the negativity is coming his way, he's backing off. He's backing off, and as I was stating, a lot of bad things happening for old Elon Musk this week.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, we get it. All right. I don't want to talk about that crap. Anyway, as I was stating, aside from him denying that he's going to give the Trump campaign $45 million a month, he's also had very bad earnings when it comes to his company Tesla, and they have been considerably down in their stock price this week. So a lot of bad things happening for Elon Musk, and Elon Musk thought it was a good idea to have a one-on-one interview with this kookster out of Canada named Jordan Peterson, which sounds like Kermit the Frog. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I think he's an overrated psychologist. I mean, let's be honest. All right, all Jordan Peterson is, you know what you should do? You should clean your room. You know what you should do? You should have pride in yourself. You know what you should? I mean, no shit, Sherlock. Anyway, I don't mean to digress, but Elon Musk gave this kookster an interview, and in that interview, Elon Musk claims that what drove him to the right wing politically was the so-called mind virus that he's talking about, that he said killed his son figuratively. And what he means by this, believe it or not, is that his son has actually turned trans. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. But I want to say happy Baller Friday to Duke Orville with the $50 Rumble rant, man. Cheers to Duke Orville, excuse me. Happy Baller Friday, Ghost. Here's something for Radio Graffiti. Duke Orville over here is throwing down for Radio Graffiti. Now he's putting me on the spot. $50 bill for Radio Graffiti. Well, thank you, Duke Orville, and we're probably going to have Radio Graffiti, in my opinion, unless somebody pisses me off, all right? Unless somebody pisses me off, but thank you, Duke Orville. I appreciate it, man. Cheers to you, and happy Baller Friday once again. But once again, going back to Elon Musk, in this interview with Jordan Peterson, and according to Vox Artificial, he said that Jordan Peterson has blocked him on X. And I'm sure, I've been considering blocking you too, Vox, no offense. But he said in this interview that his son got killed by the woke mind virus. And since he invoked this transgendered son, which is now, I guess, a woman, the child has come out and has said some scathing things against Elon Musk, which also adds a cherry on the top of all the bad shit that has happened to this guy this week. Elon Musk's transgender daughter in first interview says he berated her for being queer as a child. And you can read the interview for yourself. This is an NBC News interview. And basically, she says that he was cold. He was...
I'd buy that for $1.
First time dono. It's an audio file. What is this? First time dono, by the way. Hold on, we're waiting for this audio file. How come these audio files aren't playing like they should, man? Come on, play the damn thing. What is this? Anyway, first-time donator here. And by the way, I don't know if you uploaded the file correctly. It is playing. It's 9 seconds, 10 seconds. This isn't a first-time donator. This is... I know who's doing this. I know who's doing this. Cut the crap. Good God, man! What the fuck? This is too late, man! Jesus Christ.
Ghost fun fact. Ghost used to be the owner of 7-Eleven, but he paper-handed the business in the 1980s to the Japs.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? 7-Eleven was a part-time job. Anyway, as I was stating, I don't know, please excuse the ear rape of that goddamn musical blasphemy we just heard.
I'd buy that for $1.
And hold on, let me get to Froppy's dono here. Once again on buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics. And it says, be honest, if Jordan Peterson was your dad, you'd come out as trans just to get the fuck away from him and his friends. The dude is a creeper and a complete joke. I do agree with that, Froppy. He is somewhat of a creeper and a complete joke, but he's tapped into the incel market, which I mentioned yesterday is a huge market, and that's why I think that some of the rhetoric that is coming out of the VP pick, J.D. Vance, is going to turn off a huge portion of that contingent. But that being said, Vox Artificials, did someone just load a Commodore 64 game into donation alerts? Commodore 64. How old are you, dude? Anyway, Elon Musk's transgender daughter basically says that he was cold, he was callous, and he was never there. And believe it or not, this transgender daughter is a twin. There were twin boys that were born, and according to at least the transgendered twin, Elon Musk was absolutely never there, and how he can make such assumptions upon her life is just absolutely ridiculous, because he was never there. He was just providing based upon payments in spousal and child support, and that was about it. And the few times that he actually interacted with this child, he was absolutely mean, apparently. According to this person, the transgender child of Elon Musk, Elon Musk had this son in one of these Tesla PR stunts. And, allegedly, Elon Musk was scolding this child because this child wasn't acting masculine enough. And it's just a horrible situation in which, I'm not trying to sympathize with this transgender child, but I can sympathize with an absent father. Everybody needs their father. Everybody needs a two-parent family system. And I don't like how Elon Musk is just shitting out children like he's Nick Cannon. And given all of his responsibilities, I do not think that he spends quality time with any of these children. And I think that this is a consequence of that. Now, to his credit, when you're running a multi-billion dollar, going on trillion-dollar business, you're not going to have much time for yourself, let alone children. But, with that being said, you shouldn't have children if you can't afford the time or accord the time to be with them. So, like I said, this is a bad week for Elon Musk. And I think it all stems from his support for Trump. And now it's all, crashing down on his head. And I think he expected some kind of cloud. I think he expected something, and it didn't come around. And now he's backtracking. All right. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the elections 2024. And what have I said about J.D. Vance being one of the worst vice presidential picks since Sarah Palin? And it continues. I'm not the only one who feels this way. Take a look at this. Some House Republicans slam Vance as Trump's VP pick, the worst choice. And he's the worst choice in more ways than one. Aside from him being an unknown and just being, forced upon not just the Republican Party, but the American people, the rhetoric that this idiot has been propagating all his goddamn career, or I don't know if you want to call it a career, but it's coming back to haunt him. All right? It's coming back to haunt him, for Christ's sake. So as a result, the Democrats are pouncing on this. And moreover, I think that it's turning off a lot of Republicans. Now, look, which Republicans, out of curiosity? Many of them that are on the House. And the reason that they're upset with this pick is because they are, at least some of them in the House, are running for re-election. And they have to answer for this idiot Vance and all the crap that he has said in the past, and it's jeopardizing their midterm elections. You know what I mean? Or, excuse me, their elections, I should say. So that's why the people in the House are a little upset. And what are they upset about when it comes to Vance? What aren't they upset about? Let's just go ahead and talk about it, all right? The cat lady comments, which has now gone viral. For all those that don't know, Vance said that the country is being ruled by single cat ladies who hate their own lives and they're losers. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And every goddamn woman, which I have been harping on for a long time, use this as a means of just pouncing on.
I'd buy that
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Here's another audio file, for Christ's sake, man. No, I thought it was. Never mind. Only cure for trans viruses. I'm not saying that. All right, I'm not saying that. But anyway, whether you believe this or not, I know many of you are like, well, I believe it. That's great. That isn't going to win you an election, numbnuts. That's what you people don't understand. When you're trying to appeal to the general American public, you can't eliminate portions of that American public. You can't do it, or you're not going to win an election. And that's what many of you idiots don't understand. I mean, for heaven's sake. And Vox Artificials, he's right. Quirky millennial cat women should be forced back in the kitchen. That's great that you believe that, but that isn't going to win an election. And that's why Kamala Harris, that all you idiots propagating this are just aiding the Democrats. All right, by coming out and saying, oh, yeah, fucking cat ladies, that's all that runs America. They're single, they're losers. You're just motivating all these women to force themselves at the poll out of spite. And that's what women like to do. All right, women like to do shit out of spite. All right, so it is what it is. And hold on, Camaro RS, Ghost, I hope you're doing well on this Baller Friday, unlike Mr. Beast. Hope you have a good show. Yeah, no shit. All right. As a matter of fact, I put a poll on my Twitter on whether or not Mr. Beast should be investigated by law enforcement. And right now, it looks like over 75% of the folks that voted said yes. So anyway, cheers to you. But once again, what else has J.D. Vance said to put his foot in his mouth? All right. Well, by God, this guy, I mean, they're finding shit all over the place on this schmuck. Did you hear about this? Now, look. I said yesterday that they found a clip of him speaking.
I'd buy that for $1.
Hold on, J-Sev, I'll get to you in a second. They found a clip of him speaking in which he discussed that people that have children should have more of a vote than those that don't. All right? Which, of course, most of these incels who haven't even been to first base with a woman are like, I agree with that. Not understanding that that would reward Shaniqua and her 7 children that she's getting all kinds of entitlements from and playing the child support lottery system, getting $5,000 a kid at the end of the year in the child tax credit. That's what you people don't understand. But he even takes it even further than that. And 8324758, they'd never vote Republican in the first place. They're too addicted to the endorphins they get when voting for their own assault and... I'm not saying that, all right? Anyway, aside from J.D. Vance saying that people with children should have more of a vote, this is also what he said here recently. Vance argued that there should be higher taxes on childless Americans. Now, folks, let me tell you something, all right? This is not how you win elections, all right? When you say shit like this, I mean, you're turning off most of America because I'm going to be honest with you. The highest taxed people in this country right now are single people. If you're a gay person, if you're a lesbian person, or if you're just a bachelor, if you're a single woman, they're the most taxed people right now in America. And for this guy to come out and say that we should raise taxes on the highest taxed individuals in America today is just completely warped. I mean, this isn't even congruent with conservative values or Republican values, for heaven's sake. I mean, raising taxes...
Buy that for $1.
Upon further investigation of the Trump rally shooter, his internet history consists of GhostPolitics and True Capitalist Radio, with Thomas Albean apparently being the motive behind the attempted Trump assassination.
Yeah, right. Shut your stupid, stinking, salmon-smelling hole, all right? And Vox Artificials, how else would you propose bring the birth rates back up? Wouldn't a tax cut on families with children be a great way of doing it? We already have that, numbnuts. All right? I mean, once you get married, all right, your taxes go down, believe it or not. I mean, you combine you and your spouse's taxes, and you get taxed at a lower rate. I mean, you get a lower rate of taxes for the higher amount that you bring in as an income. And at the same time, we have something called the child tax credit.
I'd buy that for $1.
What?
As one of the most prominent uploader of ghost content, I am using influence I've gained to force you as a meme in the up-tempo hardcore community.
Great.
Creeps, furries, bronies, and tankies, so why not trick a bunch of Dutchies to watch your streams?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no comment on that, all right? But anyway, there is so much incentive already, Vox, to bring people not only to marriage, but to have children. There is a child tax credit that every parent can get at the end of the year. $5,000 a kid. $5,000 a kid. And Devious Dave, I'm not acknowledging that fucking Rumble rant. That's fucking racist, and that's fucked up. All right? So, I mean, I don't know how much more incentive that you need to have children and to get married than that. I mean, you know, if you're somebody who makes $200,000 a year and you are single, I mean, you're taxed at almost 50%. You know that, like 45, 46%, some crazy shit like that. Especially if you live in one of these estate income tax places like California. All right? Or you can get married and the tax rate goes down and you can make up to $450,000 before you start hitting that major tax bracket. So, I mean, there's incentives for people to go and get married and have children. They're just not doing it. Why? I mean, I hate to say this, most of the males in America are turning into a bunch of weak, fruity pieces of trash, and they're becoming unappealing to women. All right? I mean, women just don't even want to have the time of day, and that's why we have so many single men. And look, we have a lot of single women too. I'm not saying they don't deserve blame, but at the same time, men once upon a time used to fashion themselves. They used to dress themselves. They used to make themselves look attractive and also have a personality that was attractive to women. And let me tell you something. Playing video games and watching fucking Japanese cartoons and going to Comic Cons and going to cosplay, that is not dropping women's panties, all right? That's not dropping women's panties. So, I mean, it's a bigger problem than just financially incentivizing people to couple, all right? It's a little bit bigger of a problem than that. But anyway, going back to what I was saying about Vance, J.D. Vance's proposal of higher tax rates on childless Americans, single people are the highest taxed.
I'd buy that for $1.
They are the highest taxed people in the country. And for this guy to propose that is just fucking insane. And you see, you have people in Congress that are running for re-election in the GOP that have to answer for this fucking nutcase. Anyway, JSev said, Trump is also doing the same thing of telling voters that he probably doesn't need them all to vote for them. Vance is running his mouth about women, single people, people without children, etc. Winning team right there. That's what I'm saying. Even JSev, who calls me a fucking psyop all the time, recognizes what's going on here. We got Mad Thad. Where's the waifu tax credit? You see, this is what I'm talking about fucking right here. This is what I'm talking about right here. And Duke Orville with a $5 Rumble rant, just bring back bullying. Anyone caught watching anime gets beat. I don't know if I can advocate that, but let me tell you something. Somebody in the family of some of these people need to, start implementing some kind of disciplinary action if they see their child commiserating with this crap, in my opinion. I mean, because look, there's not enough manly influence obviously in the household of Western civilization, because if there was, I don't think that we would see this effeminate embracing crap. All right? I mean, most American males, I'm not joking around, are now dressing more effeminate than women in the 90s. And I just can't believe it, in my opinion. And look at Vox Artificial's tax break for the anime right. I know that you're kidding around, Vox, but look, that's why we have so many single people, all right? I'm telling you, I know that some of you anime pricks try to cope and try to say that, well, Ghost, there's girls that go to anime. They go to anime cons because they know that in real life they're like a 3 or a 4. On a scale to 1 to 10, they're a 3 and a 4. And they know if they dress up as some stupid anime girl in front of you incels at Anime Con, they're a 10. And by the way, they charge. I mean, I don't have to tell you idiots at Anime Con, but for all those that don't go, they charge, all right? If they happen to be somewhat of a scantily clad, attractive fucking bitch that's dressed up in some cosplay, they charge these incels to have pictures taken with them. So for you people to sit here and say, oh yeah, there's girls at Anime Con, they're fucking juicing your fucking incel asses, all right? And anyway, Alexander the Resurrection, it's true. I'm married and I have a kid and I make $45 to $50 a year, and I literally got $5,500 tax refund this year. And that's my tax accountant is a lifesaver. Thank you, Alexander the Resurrection. This is a troll. All right, and he recognizes it.
Imagine what would happen if we discovered a way to freeze and preserve early-stage fetuses for later transplantation.
What?
Imagine if, rather than an abortion debate, we had a debate on what to do with the fetus backlog, or the fetus of dead people.
You're a sick piece of trash. Whoever the hell donated that, you're a sick piece of crap. And also, okay, we're going to continue with J.D. Vance here because, I mean, they're just finding everything that this idiot has said. And this is what I had been suggesting ever since he was named the VP pick, that this guy will say anything at the time in order to get clout or political adulation. Take a look at this. Stunning audio leak finds J.D. Vance pushing for federal response to stop out-of-state abortions. So what did I tell y'all for the past couple of days? I told you that this idiot and all the crap that he has said about abortion is going to resonate this stupid fucking issue, which we shouldn't even be talking about. I mean, Roe v. Wade has already been reversed. This is a dead issue on a federal level. All right? I mean, look, in some parts of the country, you're going to get abortions on every corner, like in California or New York or New Jersey. And in other parts of the country, like Texas, I mean, we've got abortions illegal after 6 weeks. So that's the way it should be. This issue is a state's issue, and why, I just don't understand it, why these Republicans continue to push this on a national scale only galvanizes these women who believe that abortion is the equivalent of woman health care and reproductive rights and whatever fucking monikers that they've been, I don't know. Anyway, BV Dan, went to your merch, trying to buy a sticker for my skateboard. Why are you charging $8 for a sticker that's in China for 3 cents? That must explain your United States. Look, that's what the fucking, look, I do a third party, it's Teespring or Creator Spring or whatever the hell it's called. That's what they suggest as the price, all right? I'm not fucking out there making the prices on this shit. And let me tell you, it's not much of a markup, believe it or not. It's just something for people. If you want the merch, that's fine. I'm not plugging it a whole terrible lot. All right? I mean, because it's not, you're making like fucking very small margins. But people want merch, and, I just put it out there. So, do it. If you like it, fine. If you don't, it is what it is, all right? But anyway, as I was stating, he wants to put a federal response to stop out-of-state abortions. So he wants the federal government to do the state's job. And you see, once again, this is galvanizing the women. This is galvanizing the women, folks. And hold on, Devious Dave, J.D. Vance seems like the kind of guy who drinks Black Rifle coffee. He's a soy conservative. I don't think he's conservative, if you will want my opinion. I mean, I've alluded to the fact that, in my opinion, him and Peter Thiel are lovers. Because there's no other explanation on why Peter Thiel gave this guy tens of millions of dollars for no fucking reason. And the only time, or how these guys came about, is that Peter Thiel was speaking at Yale University, and J.D. Vance went up to him after the speech. And that encounter has led to where we're at today. So there's no other explanation for why there's so much money coming out of Peter Thiel's pocket in order to create this guy's wealth, to create this guy's narrative. There is no other explanation. I wouldn't give anybody that kind of money. I mean, I'm married, and if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't even give that kind of money to my fucking wife. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's giving, I'm talking Peter Thiel, tens of millions of dollars just to create this guy's fictitious business career. Fucking ridiculous. And of course, J.D. Vance, he doesn't really stand for anything, and that's what makes him so terrifying for those of us on the right, is that, look, there's already been an attempt on Trump's life. If this guy is, unfortunately, is deceased as president, this fucking nutcase who answers to his lover boy, Peter Thiel, is going to be in charge. And given the fact that you had the Supreme Court suggest that the president has legal immunity over any actions he does as president, I mean, that's a scary proposition, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, oh, jeez. What now?
Ever consider that there needs to be federal law on the disposal of abandoned sperm, i.e. sperm samples where the provider can't be found, or it has passed its acceptable shelf life?
What kind of crap is this?
Imagine being the guy who does collection for the sperm dump. Lol gay.
Why are you even thinking about this and you're saying lol gay? Why are you even thinking about this crap? Jesus Christ, the insight to some of these fuckers' minds in here. Anyway, if you ask Trump about J.D. Vance, he's playing possum. Take a look at this. Trump says J.D. Vance is, quote, doing really well despite record low polling. Comments by the Ohio senator described as cringe as his previous negative tweets about former president resurface. So aside from all the crap that he has said that is going to galvanize the left, the women, the gays, and all the folks on the Democrat side, he has a plethora of different things that he said about Trump. I mean, he didn't like Trump until 2 years ago. And that tells me that Trump, look, if he made this choice voluntarily, without duress, then he's a complete fucking idiot. And he shouldn't be president just on that alone. But in my opinion, I think that he was forced this candidate. And that's why he didn't look too hot. I'm talking about Trump during the RNC convention. And urinator, how do I apply to be that sperm pickup job? You're a sick ass. Dude, stop this crap. All right? I'm trying to have a serious show here. Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm trying to spark synapses, and this is what I get. Put the PC shot on. Froppy said abortions or other kinds of medical procedures should only be the business of the patient and the doctor. If I get a vasectomy, that is my business. If a woman gets an abortion, if someone gets transgendered surgery, it's not the government's business. I do agree with that, Froppy, but the problem is that government has gotten involved in some of these what would otherwise be non-necessary medical procedures. For instance, you have states that are using tax money to give abortions and to give transgendered surgery and to give puberty blockers, and that is the problem. All right? If the individual wants to purchase all this on their own dime, by all means, all right? If you want to be a transgendered, if you want to get an abortion, if you want to get a vasectomy, that's fine. But unfortunately, we've got actual tax dollars, being allocated to this. And I don't want my tax dollars to go to something that should be a privilege, not a right. If you want to change sexes, that's a privilege. All right? If you want to get an abortion, that's a privilege. That's not a right. And you pay for privileges, if that's the case, I like to drink every day. Should the government pay for my booze? No, because it's a fucking privilege. And the only people that get to partake in those kinds of vices are those that have the money to do so. So that's where I draw the line. And that's when many people that are conservative draw the line. Don't pay for any of this weirdo shit with my tax dollars. It's as simple as that. If you are an individual that goes to work, that pays your taxes, that doesn't infringe upon the rights of American people, then you do whatever the fuck you want to do. All right? I'm not saying that to be a libertarian. I'm saying that because that's the American way. All right? That's the American way. Anyway, Eddie 324758, one of the rare times where Ghost is correct. W, well, I'm just saying, man, this is America. We should make our money and be able to choose the life that we want to have. And if that life means that you want to have puberty blockers or you have to pay for that shit out of your own pocket. I don't want my tax dollars to be going to that shit. But anyway, while Trump is claiming J.D. Vance is doing very well despite the low polling record, Donald Trump's not doing well himself, all right? Because Trump is finding himself in a new role, and that's fighting for attention. That's right, folks. He is now bewildered. Why? He's not getting the type of media attention that he always has gotten. And it's because I think people in general want to move away from this very bad memory. There's a lot of bad memories, in my opinion, when it comes to Trump. I think COVID-19 is probably the first on the list. The vaccines, in my opinion, are the first on the list. And you see, now it seems as if the media is not paying the attention that the Donald wants, and he's trying to figure out how to get it. And he's also saying off-the-wall shit. He's also saying all kinds of shit. Did you hear this recently? Take a look at this. I don't know what's going on with Trump. Maybe he's trying to sabotage it because he's not too happy with Vance. I don't know. But take a look at this. Donald Trump to fire America's military generals and replace them with NASCAR drivers. Listen to this shit. I'm not joking around. Listen to this. Where is it? Here it is. Play this shit.
It's great. How you do it is amazing. It's so amazing. We should send you into, I've always said, get some of these guys. I have a lot of friends in that world. I don't know. I think, is it Roger Penske, like a great guy too? He won 20 Indianapolis 500s. This guy wins all the time. I mean, we appreciate talent. I said, let me use these guys to guide our military a little bit. When you can win so many races, that's okay, you know? You guide. Same thing with coaches. You take some of the greatest football coaches, you put them at a table. What do you like, coach? Because in its own way, it's not so much really different.
Do you hear that? I mean, the people there are like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's expecting applause with this whacked out idea of firing America's generals and replacing them with the 5 same rednecks that win NASCAR every year. I mean, give me a fucking break. What kind of speech, and why would you even bring that up? You're in the midst of a goddamn election season, but it goes to what I've been saying all along, that this guy has no policy. And every rally that he goes and rallies at, he has nothing. All right? I mean, the only thing that he has is the border, and he can't run on the border because the Democrats initiated a border bill here about a couple of months ago that had everything that the Republicans wanted in it, from beefing up Border Patrol agents to thousands more, to redefining asylum definitions, to getting rid of the lottery system, the immigration lottery system, all that shit. And because Trump told all the Republicans to vote no, they voted no. So what that tells me is that this person doesn't really care about the border, because if it was that much of an issue, he would have voted for it, or he would have told the Republicans to vote for it, because he would care about America. But it goes to show you that he's willing to just roll over on his principles for his own egoism. And that says a lot, in my opinion. All right, that says a lot. And Vox Artificial, better than having neocons run the show. That's great. All right. And BV Dan, have you won anything recently? The fuck does that mean? Have I won anything recently? What are you talking about? I mean, I won a fucking billiards game the other day. I don't know what the fuck. What do you mean? Have I fucking won anything? What are you talking about? All right, I used to play fucking high school football, and I went to state and shit. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's continue, because once again, Trump continues to put his foot in his mouth. Now, one thing that he always says in these rallies is that Kim Jong-un and him have a loving relationship. You know, they hug and kiss, or whatever the fucking crap might be. And in every rally, he says that when I come back into office, North Korea is going to settle down because we're friends, and I'm going to be able to talk to Putin, and I'm going to be all this shit. And guess what North Korea said? We don't care. All right? North Korea snubs Donald Trump for saying Kim Jong-un misses him, and the state media of North Korea said, we don't care. So, I mean, I just don't like what the hell's going on here on the right wing, and that's why I have said that my goal at this point is to make sure that these Freedom Caucus idiots, these MAGA people that have destroyed the Republican Party, that they get voted the hell out. And I know that the Democrats are going to landslide. And I know they're going to probably do some horrible things to the country. But I think that pain, all right, that sour taste has to be experienced by everybody in order to understand that a Republican Party that's going to take back the nation has to have some kind of principle and value. And we don't have that at this point. We don't have any values. We don't have any ideas or any policies. That's why I'm telling you, in this election cycle, there is no different from what Trump is representing in the Democratic Party. The only difference between these two candidates right now is foreign policy. And Trump has made it abundantly clear that he is going to be pro-Russia to the point where he's even said in his speech he's going to invite Russia to attack people. I mean, he said it. And, I mean, that's going to make us look like fucking chumps on the world stage. And it's going to embolden Russia even more. It's going to embolden China. And we're going to get bitched out by these two countries like they did to us during the Obama administration. And I'll be damned if that happens. So, in my opinion, I think that we as Republicans deserve a landslide of the Democratic Party winning so that the sting of all the policies that they're going to pass domestically, I hope it burns. I hope it sticks in your craw because you are the one to blame. Because as I've stated, American politics is not about loyalty to a person. All right? This isn't monarchism. This isn't communism. It's about loyalty to policy and ideas. And right now, the Republicans have none. And you see, when you have policy and ideas and you galvanize your base based on those policy and ideas, you need a politician that is electable, meaning that this person's going to appeal to the general American public in order for the general American public to vote this person in. And once that person's voted in and they have a decent majority in the Congress, that's when you can do things in a very easy capacity when turning proposed policy into law. And that's why I keep telling people that there is no loyalty to one person in politics. If the person that we're backing up in politics becomes no longer politically viable because of shit they've done, because of shit they said, we have to abandon ship. That's how politics is. There's no fucking loyalty in politics. All right, that's how it is. Politics is about appealing to the American public. And if the American public, at least in general, at least over 50% of them don't like you, you ain't going to get elected. So this is why I did not want Trump as the nominee, because I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. And Eddie 324-758, that border bill looked nice, but when you exfoliate the numbers they talked about, it means that it would allow even more illegals than are already coming over. It was trash. That's bullshit, dude. Where does it say that? I mean, the only caveat that I saw in that bill, the border bill that the Democrats proposed, was giving the president the authority to unilaterally close the border, which is a very, kind of, a powerful authority to have at this point without Congress, like bypassing Congress. It's the president's call just to close the border. That's the only caveat. But even then, I think it was worth it given all the reforms that were proposed in that Democrat border bill, in my opinion, if you care about the border, that is. And BV Den, Ghost, whoever won anything versus NASCAR driver with 20 wins, you do the math. Dude, fuck NASCAR, all right? I mean, no offense, if you like NASCAR, I mean, you probably like watching flies fuck. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? No offense, man. I mean, that's the most boringest shit I've ever seen. I mean, it's the same fucking four rednecks that win every fucking race. I'm sorry, I just don't like NASCAR. It's the same four rednecks, for fuck's sake. Anyway, urinator, playing football in high school, you mean you were the towel manager, right? Now, let me tell you something, man. I played both offense and defense. I was a defensive end, and I was a badass defensive end, baby. I was a bad motherfucker, man. I was a badass motherfucker. Anyway, I don't want to talk like fucking Al Bundy, reminiscing on his Polk High days. Let us continue here, all right, because we got some things to talk about. Now, as I stated about J.D. Vance, I said that the PayPal mafia pressured Trump into picking J.D. Vance. I said his sons, Don and Eric, pressured him. And who else did I say? I said the chattering class. And who did I say? Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson. Trump has Tucker Carlson to blame for the abject disaster of selecting J.D. Vance as his running mate. So, I mean, it was a consortium of people, folks. And this goes to show you that either these people have something over Trump, or Trump is such an idiot that he believed these morons and didn't even vet J.D. Vance for himself. I mean, however you want to look at this J.D. Vance pick, it's pure incompetence. It is pure ridiculousness. It makes no sense. And look, every Republican is starting to recognize this. Every Republican is starting to recognize this. As I alluded to at the beginning of this diatribe, you have House Republicans voicing their concern that they're going to have to go out here and explain what the hell this idiot Vance is saying to their constituency in order for them to get reelected. And it's a disgrace. Now, is it possible? All right, is it at all possible for Trump to replace J.D. Vance? I mean, I'm not joking. They're talking about this shit. How Trump could replace J.D. Vance if the Ohioans' terrible poll numbers continue. Now, they don't have much of a window of opportunity to do this. So if they're going to do this, they have to do this within the next fucking 20 days. And what they're going to have to do, if you read the rules of the Republican Party, under Article 9, you can go and have a small convention comprised of party leadership and others that is very small in order to reappropriate who the hell is going to be the running mate for the presidential nominee. Now, let me tell you something right now. I think this is something that is possible, but if Trump did this, it would make him look even weaker. It would make him look indecisive. It would make him look not in control. And I think that he's pretty much pot committed with this pompous, arrogant, no personality having fruit bowl because, I mean, he shouldn't have chosen to begin with. But the possibility is there. All right, the possibility is there. So, I mean, are we going to see a potential replacement? And if they're going to replace J.D. Vance, who the fuck do they replace him with? Because whoever the hell they replace him with has to be at least invigorating to the base. And I can't tell you who's out there that could be invigorating to the base. I have no idea. I have no idea. But here we are. We're talking about it. And it's circulating on whether or not they should replace this guy, because this guy is uninspiring. And he said shit all over the place. He's all over the place in his rhetoric. I mean, even when it comes to his views on Trump, he has hated Trump up until 2 years ago. I mean, he has said all kinds of disparaging shit to Trump up until 2 years ago. And all of a sudden now, these guys are, they're best friends now. I hope that, I hope they replace him. But I'll tell you this, if they do replace him, it hurts Trump even worse. And the reason I hope they replace him is because, I mean, I think it rubs everybody the wrong way that this nobody, who just happens to be, in my opinion, the lover.
I'd buy that for $1.
In my opinion, the lover of Peter Thiel, because that's the only thing that gives him the credibility to be here, as the financial backing and literally the buck breaking of one Peter Thiel. And, I mean, okay, great. Peter Thiel, you put your butt boy up here. The guy is uninspiring. The guy is, non-consistent with his policy, non-consistent with his rhetoric, and has said all kinds of ridiculous shit that not only he has to explain, but everybody who's a part of the Republican Party that is running for re-election has to explain to their constituency. Unbelievable. And Vox Artificial said the only replacement that would be acceptable is the Hulkster. Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that's great. All right, that's great. Anyway, look, you all know that I'm not very happy with Vance, and neither is the Republican Party. I don't blame them. But remember, all right, Vance was pushed on Trump literally within the time frame of when he got the assassination attempt and the 48-hour time frame in which the first day of the RNC was to be held. So he was being pressured by all these people that supposedly really care about him, because remember, he had supposedly just gotten shot, right? Or did he? Well, folks, I said yesterday that Christopher Wray, the FBI's top man in command, the director of the FBI, is not fully convinced that Trump was struck by a bullet. All right, and he said that under oath in front of Congress, that he's not really sure if Trump was struck by a bullet. And now you got Trump's team coming back and saying, no, it was a bullet, like this idiot Ronnie Jackson. All right. No, it was a bullet. He took a bullet to the ear. It wasn't shrapnel, because they're saying it was shrapnel. And Ronnie Jackson is like, no, I'm his fucking physician. He took a bullet. So the FBI has responded, and now the FBI wants to have an interview with Trump. All right? FBI examining bullet fragments found at the Trump rally site. And take a look at this. They want to fucking interview him. All right, the FBI is examining numerous metal fragments found near the stage at the campaign rally in Butler to determine whether the would-be assassin's bullet or potential debris grazed the former president's head. All right, take a look at this. The Bureau has asked to interview Trump as part of its broader investigation, hoping to provide some insights into the shooting and possibly a more complete record of his injury. So, I'm telling you right now, I mean, this is starting to look a lot like what I have been suggesting. And why would the FBI head say that he's not really sure if a bullet or debris may have grazed his ear? And look, we haven't had the injury report on what the hell happened with Trump's ear. And as a matter of fact, I mean, his ear looks like back to normal. I don't even think he's wearing a goddamn Band-Aid anymore. So the reason I'm believing that the FBI is even suggesting this is because they're holding it over the head of Trump, and I'm talking the bureaucrats. Because as I stated, I do not believe that this was a random event. And I said it 30 minutes after the event happened. I looked at it over and over, and it made no fucking sense. I said this looks too coordinated for this to be a random event. And as the information continues to go along, it's starting to look like that. And now all the MAGA people are in damage control because now they're trying to say it was an inside job. It was an inside job. Yeah, it was an inside job to create this coordinated event. And I do believe people died. And I think that people died to validate this event in order to hold it over the head, in my opinion, of Trump. Because I don't think that he's above coordinating an event like this. And the people that he uses and trusts in order for them to do this, they have this over his head. And I think, in my opinion, this is my opinion, that this is why he had to choose J.D. Vance. And if you don't believe that, then you believe the other theory or the other story that he was actually shot at, and that whoever shot at him obviously has fear hanging over his head. Like whoever shot him can shoot him again. And that's why you have him choosing this ridiculous idiot J.D. Vance. So look, I'm not telling you what to believe. I don't know the whole story. I'm not putting this out there like I know. These are my opinions, but this just doesn't make sense. The whole goddamn thing doesn't make any sense, and that's why the FBI is suggesting it. The FBI is very careful on what the fuck they say. They're professional bureaucrats. And for him to put this out there on the record, he did that for a reason. Christopher Wray, the FBI director, wouldn't just say that on the record for no fucking reason. So keep your eye on the developments on what the fuck happens here when it comes to this investigation now into the Trump shooting. The FBI wants to have an interview. And do you think that Trump is going to interview with the FBI? I don't think so. So if he doesn't interview with the FBI about the shooting, then that puts even more twists into this very, very, I don't know, event that, continues to have more and more information come out by the day. It just doesn't make any sense. And urinator, so you're siding with bureaucrats now? Well, they're the ones doing the investigation, bruh. BV Dan, I thought RFK was going to replace JD because of the cryptic leak phone call with Trump. He isn't gonna, dude. Trump is not gonna pick RFK. He bashed RFK a couple of months ago. He said, and I mean, I posted this. You go back in the archive, that he would rather have Biden than RFK. And Trump said that. That's Trump's words. I would rather have Biden as president than RFK. So he's not going to choose him as vice president. And Vox Art official, I trust his doctor and the photographic evidence any day over some Democrat FBI. That wound was not consistent of a wound that was grazed by an AR-15 variant. I mean, at the very least, he would have been concussed, which there was no evidence of that. He had, full capability of, hey, wait, and then throwing his hand in the air and asking for his shoes. That's the first thing that he asked for when they got him up. You know that? That's the first thing they asked for when they got him. Hey, wait, let me get my shoes. Somebody get my shoes. You just got shot, and you're worried about your fucking shoes. Anyway, Eddie 324-758, you haven't seen the information that John Cullen has put out. There were 3 shooters. I've been saying that, Eddie. You've been listening to this fucking show every time I've been on. I've alluded to that, you stupid fucking moron. Jesus Christ, man. It goes to show you, these fucking trolls, they don't listen for shit. You know that? Oh, my God. I'm just talking to the wind with these fucking people. Vox Artificial, True Bureaucrat Radio. Yeah, real funny ass crack, all right? Real fucking funny. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Kamala Harris here. Put the PC shot on. Family, friends, and longtime aides dominate Harris's inner circle. And that's the interesting part about this ascension to the presidency or the presidential nomination, is that she doesn't really have too many folks within the federal government that are part of her inner circle, which I'm not too sure if is a good thing or a bad thing. All right? And what is this, 8324-758? I'm just trying to get you to yell so I can finish on your body pill. What, you fucking sick bastard, all right? And Tesla Cyberheart, see you in stall 3 at Pegasus tonight. I would never go to the Pegasus, all right? That is a disgusting gay club. It is horrible. But anyway, as I was stating, I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing, because we really don't know, who this woman trusts. We really don't know what her policies are outside a few abject pieces of rhetoric that she has said. Now, we do know that she has obstinately promoted the Joe Biden foreign policy. And that's really all I care about. I mean, I don't really care about anything else because I refuse to allow Russia to bow down to fucking Vladimir Putin. I refuse to allow America to bow down to the fucking Chinese. All right, we got these fuckers against the ropes. We got to stick it down their fucking throats. And anybody who thinks otherwise, you're anti-American scum if you think otherwise. So anyway, the vice president-elect she was elected in 2016 to the Senate, remains relatively new to Washington and is still building her political brain trust. And that's why I'm saying, who's going to be vice president nominee for this person? I mean, that's going to be the make or break thing for Kamala Harris. I think the make or break thing for Kamala Harris is who she chooses as her vice presidential running mate. And I think, in my opinion, she has to do a centrist. She has to have a centrist so that she can be interpreted as a centrist, because that right there is where the bread and butter of political success is. If she chooses a progressive, I think she ruins the momentum that she has now. So I hope that somebody is advising her appropriately, and I hope that they recognize that this is what she has to do. And I said Joe Manchin, not only is he a senior Democrat, but he is very close to the center left. All right? Very close to the center left. And as I stated, you can't win the presidency without winning the South. And of course, Manchin is a Southerner, and he'd be able to campaign down there in the South and be able to solidify that vote while offsetting this ridiculous caricature of hillbilly elegy of J.D. Vance. And I think that Joe Manchin would pounce in a debate when it comes to J.D. Vance. He would make J.D. Vance look like an idiot. Now, unfortunately, they have, and we talked about a few of the vice presidential hopefuls that many of the media have attempted to try to suggest to Kamala Harris. Uncle Fester, that astronaut from fucking Arizona, the Kentucky governor, which is some fucking political silver spoon in the mouth prick. This idiot Shapiro from Pennsylvania. Who fucking has ever heard of this fucking guy? Is this Ben Shapiro's brother or some shit? Who the fuck is this guy? I can't believe that this guy's on the top of the list. The Shapiro governor of Pennsylvania. Give me a break. We also had Newsom, which I think would throw her campaign back tremendously. You also have Gretchen Whitmer, which I think would be a horrible mistake because Gretchen Whitmer... Oh, jeez. Honest question.
Are there any groups anywhere in the world that, in your opinion, are kinda justified in their hatred of America? Like the Pacific Islanders who were relocated and then had their islands blown to shit with nukes. Doesn't have to be a big country.
Do I feel like anyone should be justified for hating America? No. We're the most generous fucking country on the planet. Take a look at how much foreign aid we give to countries. If it wasn't for America, most of the third world would be starving to death. I mean, we are one of the most selfless countries in the world. I mean, we give charity, we give food to third world nations, and we don't ask for shit. So this idea that any country should hate America, nobody should hate America. All right, the only people that should hate America are our enemies because we hate them. And I'm talking about Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. And I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the leadership. I'm talking about the government. But once again, if the people are going to allow themselves to be subjugated by despot dictators, then they bear the responsibility of what happens to them because of the dictator's actions. Anyway, Mod Me Coward, IRL stream from Pegasus Win, not never. Tesla Cyberheart, stick to the golden microphone up your ass instead. That's great. Vox Artificial, IRL stream from the old San Francisco Steakhouse Win. How about never? And Tesla Cyberheart, his name is Mark Kelly. I know, I don't want to promote Mark Kelly, okay? I think he's a fucking... Look, he isn't a bad guy. He's just a nothing burger, all right? He got elected because he went into the fucking International Space Station for a few months, all right? Came back down. He's like, hey, I'm an astronaut, all right? So give me a break. Vox Artificials, you generously ruined the Middle East for Israel. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But let's go back to vice presidential nominees for Kamala Harris. Pete Buttigieg as a potential VP favorite. I don't know how to read this one here. And look, to Pete Buttigieg credit, I know he's a homosexual, but he hasn't, at least from my observation of his political career, has ever been a progressive. I think he's more along the lines of a center-left homosexual, but I'm not too sure if people are ready for this type of a ticket. You know, you're asking a lot from America. I mean, it's bad enough that you've got folks, wanting, having to vote for a woman, let alone you're going to add, a gay man on top of that ticket, no pun intended. So I'm not too sure if this kind of resonates with the American people. But then again, as I stated, the younger people, the Gen Zers, believe it or not, 1 in 4 of them have already partaken in LGBTQ sexual activity by the time they graduate from high school. So, I mean, I don't know if this is going to resonate. I have no idea. And Duke Orville, this is the worst election I've ever seen as far as choices we were given. I said that at the beginning of the primaries, Duke Orville. I mean, I've said that throughout this whole goddamn campaign, that the only people that we have are 2 80-year-old bastards. 2 80-year-old prostate-infected bastards. This is all we have, and I hate to say, yes, it is. I mean, you just said it, Duke Orville. Look at these choices. Look at the people. These people are uninspiring. I'm not saying that Kamala Harris is that inspiring. But because she's a woman, she doesn't have to be as inspiring as a man, which is unfortunate, but that's what happens in women, and women get away with a lot of shit. So she doesn't have to be as inspiring. She just has to sell herself to the left wing. And the left wing will eat shit up as long as it looks passable in more ways than one. So, in my opinion, I just think that we don't really have much. We don't really have much, man. I mean, this is a representation of current America. We don't have much. We don't have any inspiring individuals. And what makes an individual inspiring? Whether or not they believe in the issues that forces them into being a politician. You know, individuals that when they speak about the things they believe in, you can feel it. You know, and when you can feel a politician, when they're talking about a certain issue that resonates with you and you can feel their emotion, you can feel their passion, that's what inspires people. But we don't have those people anymore. I mean, this J.D. Vance is a good example of what most millennial and young people act like. This is how they communicate. Very disingenuous, very bland, and you can see the absolute disingenuousness on their face. You can read it on them. They don't even know how to act. And that's unfortunate. That's why we have the current people that are running for power at this point. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, fucked up eye and still back at work welding. This is what work ethic is, Ghost. All right, great. I'm glad that you're out there welding, all right? And Eddie 324-758, I want to feel the Lauren Boebert in that. All right, that's enough. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and make a transition. All right, no pun intended, from domestic politics into international relations, all right? Now, let's talk about Russia. Now, everybody's talking about, oh, Russia's winning, Russia this, Russia that. I keep telling you that this is all a charade, and the only reason that Russia is still up is because Vladimir Putin is jailing and killing everybody that is in any kind of a threat to his authority. And everybody in Russia is scared shitless to do anything because of that. Take a look at this. Yet another person from the military in Russia has been jailed. Take a look at this. Russia detains former deputy defense minister on corruption charges. Russian security services say a former defense minister official has been arrested on corruption charges. So this is yet another long list of people that have been taken out by Vladimir Putin because of his paranoia. And really the reason he's paranoid is because of his incompetence. Because this invasion was his choice, all right, his decision. And he refuses to recognize that it was a bad decision and it's cost him greatly. It has cost him population resources. It has cost him economic resources. It has cost him military resources. And he refuses to accept the fact that this was a bad move and it has set back Russia at least 25, 30 years. But, you know, try to tell that to Putin. You try to tell him that, you'll probably get purged. You'll probably get arrested. You know? So what the hell else is going on out there in Russia? Russia, believe it or not, may be trying to plan a terrorist attack on the Olympics. And a lot of things are happening at the Olympics. Did you hear about this? Russian chef arrested in Paris over alleged large-scale Olympic Games plot. A 40-year-old arrested in central Paris on Sunday, espionage suspected as a man charged and detained. Now, according to reports, this Russian chef, at least according to the intelligence of this, I believe it was the French, was planning a large-scale attack at the Olympics. Now, luckily, they've detained this man, but obviously this guy's not working alone. And I would not like to be at the Olympics at this point in time in world history, because that's an attractive target for all kinds of entities, of nation states. So, I mean, I hope nothing happens at the Olympics, but as you can see, things are happening. And aside from that, not only is there a plot that was, I guess, found out and stopped before happening, but also there was a hacking, believe it or not, of the metro system out there in Paris, leaving everybody out there standing around not knowing what the hell to do because the damn metro trains were out of order. So, I mean, you know, come on, Maine. All right, something is about to happen there. All right, and I think everybody should pay their attention on the Olympics. All right, because there's a lot of parties that would be interested in raising their, I guess, credibility on the world stage for doing something at the Olympics. Now, with that being said, Russia and China decided, and I think I talked about this yesterday, they decided to bring some bombers over here near Alaska, which the American Air Force intercepted. And I guess they were trying to provoke us because remember, last week, we sent some bombers over and around China. That kind of got the Chinese on edge. So this is them trying to kind of show us up by throwing some bombers over the area of Alaska. So what did we do? We responded instantaneously. All right, after this. All right, take a look at this. All right, Russia says it scrambled fighter jets to intercept U.S. bomber planes over Barents Sea. So I'm telling you right now, it's tit for tat. All right, tit for tat when it comes to Russia and the United States. And look, I don't think Russia's got the balls to do anything. I don't think it's in the position to do anything. I think, oh, Jesus. What, Ghost Politics Democratic Foundation?
Hey, Ghost, real question.
What?
Talk honestly about the left in politics, but how flexible are you really on your position? If I offered you $10,000, would you eat Kamala Harris' asshole until she had a screaming anal
shut
orgasm?
up. Dude, shut the
lie.
fuck up. You are a sick prick. If you're going to be donating anything from text-to-speech, don't donate some sick, perverted garbage like that, please, all right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, and by the way, I want to say what's going on to the newest member of the True Capitalist Radio membership chat room, Moonlight. Cheers to you. And cheers to everybody in the True Capitalist Radio membership chat. And by the way, if you want to see this place troll-free, consider becoming a member of the True Capitalist Radio member chat. All you got to do is go to buymeacoffee.com/ghostpolitics and join the... Oh, Jesus Christ.
My friend is saying we shouldn't support Ukraine because Putin will definitely nuke us if we do.
He isn't going to nuke shit. And as I've stated, if Russia's going to nuke anybody, it's probably going to be fucking Europe, which, you know, we kind of want indirectly, if you want my opinion, you know, because they are a competitor. I mean, they're out here, they won't even let us compete in their market. You know, they're out here just, throwing tariffs on us, doing all kinds of shit. So anyway, Vox Artificials, why did the stream description on Rumble saying you're back from being striked on YouTube? Oh, shit. Well, I forgot to change that. All right. My apologies. All right. Anyway, Five-Finger Prostate Punch, still waiting on an invite on the TCR. All right. We'll get you. All right. But anyway, as I was stating, folks, all right, I will be in this chat room after this show, and we always have very constructive conversations about the subjects at hand, the election, international relations, finance. As I stated, folks in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, in the equities chat room, made serious money on this puts that they put on Tesla right before the Tesla earnings. And when Tesla didn't meet the street's expectations and went down like, 16%, these guys made a fortune. So there's a lot of things going on out there. So cheers to those that are a part of the True Capitalist Radio basic membership. Cheers, baby, cheers, all right?
I'd buy that for $1.
Did the ghost of John McCain give you a good blowjob or something?
Dude, I hate John McCain. All right, John McCain is a fucking piece of trash. And I mean, I've written articles about why he's a piece of trash. Of course, nobody reads them. So fuck you, all right? And FBI, was it Urinator? FBI just confirmed that Trump was struck by a billet. All right, well, I doubt that. I'll have to read that for myself there. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you there, Urinator. I wouldn't trust you with my dog, you sick prick. Let's see. We got President J. I'm very much not surprised your support over the Democrats over the border bill. Illegal immigrants would be allowed up to 5,000 encounters per 7 days, or 8,500 in a single day. So ICE isn't going to do shit. That threshold is reached. You're a Democrat, plain and simple. If you think that bill was good, you're a Democrat. All right, well, I mean, I don't think you understand. We were going to bring in those people legally. You understand? And that's the problem. We need a way to vet these people, and we need to bring them in legally. Now, I know that many of you people believe that America is just supposed to be exclusive to the folks that were born, I guess, in the 1900s or some shit, but that's not the case. Immigrants have been a big portion of what built America. And I'm talking European immigrants. I'm talking immigrants from all over the place. I mean, lest we forget, after the Civil War, because we had killed a lot of our own people. I mean, it's the biggest war of American casualties was the Civil War.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'm just gonna say it here and now. If Russia nuked California, nothing of value would be lost.
All right.
Just saying.
All right. We don't want to go there, Marshall Bernsey. All right. We don't want to go there. All right. But anyway, as I was stating, what we want to do here is bring in more people to become successful Americans. This is what we did after the Civil War. We brought in a lot of Irish and European folks in order to offset the, 250,000 people that we lost during the Civil War? And then during the 1900s, at the turn of the 20th century, we allowed a humongous influx of Europeans from everywhere, from every part of Europe. They created the East Coast, the whole Ellis Island story. You know? I mean, this has been done many, many times. And this is what makes America, in my opinion, so unique.
I'd buy that for $1.
There is a repeated of the 1972 Munich Olympic massacre. Which country's athletes would you pick to be taken hostage?
No, I'm not.
You have to choose one.
I'm not choosing nobody to be taken hostage. What are you talking about, man? Give me a fucking break. And moreover, you know, in more recent times, okay, Ronald Reagan gave complete amnesty to immigrants that were already here. And everybody thought that that was the end of America and that that's going to hurt America forever. It did the complete opposite, okay? And then George W. Bush, all right, George Bush Jr., allowed a huge influx of immigrants, and those immigrants have assimilated just nicely into this country, and many of them, believe it or not, are part of the Chamber of Commerce. And this is why I have a different view on immigrants over time, because many of these immigrants, because I belong to many cities, many different markets, Chamber of Commerce. And most of the folks that are building businesses out here, most of the folks that are out here making big money are the immigrants, because they have the discipline.
I'd buy that for $1.
They have the discipline to save money and not get $12 Starbucks lattes every day, not go out and spend their money on stupid shit like fucking cosplay costumes and anime and all this other fucking crap. They have the discipline to save and then to reinvest in themselves. And when they reinvest in themselves, they have the discipline to be able to stay on the track when it comes to their business or whatever venture, and before you know it, through time, they end up becoming fairly wealthy. All right, put the PC shot on. What is this? Here you go. It's from the AP. Since I'm doing your job, can you... No, I'm not. You're not co-hosting Urinator, you fruity bastard. Matt, that FBI just released a statement that it was a bullet that hit Trump. So are you going to change your tune, you Democrat shill? Well, I mean, Christopher Wray said it, all right? So if you're going to blame anybody, blame Christopher Wray. I mean, he alluded to it in the testimony in Capitol Hill. So if it's a bullet, it's a bullet. I don't really give a shit, all right? Either way, he still picked Vance like a chump and, blew whatever goddamn catapult into popularity post-assassination attempt. He withered all that away.
That for $1.
George Bush is part of the Jewish problem.
Part of that. Listen, that's another thing about you MAGA people. Y'all are anti-Israel. You're anti-Jew. And I don't understand why. I mean, what makes you think that Trump is going to do anything to Israel or Jewish people? I just don't fucking understand it. As a matter of fact, he's meeting with fucking Benjamin Netanyahu today. All right? I mean, give me a break. Take a look at this. I actually don't know how a person who's Jewish can vote for her, Trump says of Harris during Netanyahu meeting. So I don't fucking understand how many of you MAGA people who are just completely anti-Semitic, why the hell you could turn a blind eye or put blinders on your periphery vision and not see, I mean, no pun intended, not see how pro-Israel and pro-Jew, or whatever you want to interpret this as, that Donald Trump is. I just don't understand it. You anti-Semitic pricks.
Okay. Let's make it an easier choice. There's a gun to your left testicle. There's a second gun to your right testicle. One athlete must die. Which county?
Why are you even donating this fucking weirdo shit? All right? Why are you even donating this crap? Anyway, I just don't get it. You see, that's why I want you MAGA people away from the Republican Party. You're idiots. You're inconsistent with what you believe in. You're anti-Semitic in one hand, and yet you've got the most pro-Israeli president and right now presidential nominee that is run for office. So I just don't understand. Are you going to be anti-Semitic and yet pro-Trump? I don't understand how that works. I mean, if you're that anti-Semitic, why are you voting for Trump? If anything, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have given Netanyahu the cold shoulder. I mean, Kamala Harris didn't even attend Netanyahu's speech, for heaven's sake. I mean, there was even talk of withholding weapons for their, Palestinian military offensive. So, in my opinion, I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, you MAGA people are ignorant, and let me tell you what Trump has done, okay? Trump has made people politically active that have no business being politically active. He has made dumb fucking people come and become politically aware because they like his skunk on his head or whatever. They like the fucking, whatever, they like this television show or whatever the fucking case might be. He has created people that have no business being political, now all of a sudden are political. And you see, that's why really simplistic, dumbass shit, like PR moves and, that's why it works on these dumb people. It works on these dumb people because, I mean, politics has now become equivalent to that of a football game. And that's not how you're supposed to treat politics. All right, who gives a shit about the politician? Let's see whether or not they're actually believe in the policies that they're espousing. But, here we go again. All of you dumbasses that in the MAGA world out here that claim that, yeah, I hate the Jew. I'm not dying for the Jew. I'm not dying for Israel. Well, I mean, here's your boy. Here's your boy saying, I actually don't know how a person who's Jewish can vote for her. And he's talking about Kamala Harris. So give me a break. And what is this, five-finger prostate punch? I've never seen Israel fly a U.S. flag in the background in any pic. Stop coping. I don't know, whatever the hell that means. I mean, you're still pro-Trump. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, you got to figure that out for yourself, all right? You're a bunch of anti-Semitic pricks, and yet you're still voting for Trump, and this guy's the most pro-Israel fucking presidential candidate out there. So you got to figure that out for yourself, man, all right? This is why, in my opinion, I think we need to have voter reform. I don't think Vance has said some controversial shit. I'm going to say some controversial shit. I don't think that everybody deserves the right to vote. And I'm going to say it again and again. And you know who I think deserves the right to vote? The taxpayer. People that pay for this fucking government. People that pay for these fucking people that are juicing the entitlement system. People that pay for the pork barrel spending that goes to these no-bid contracts to these fucking corporations. All right? That's who deserves the right to vote. I mean, you had this fucking idiot, J.D. Vance, talking about, oh, yeah, you should have children. And if you have children, the more children you have, the better your vote is counted. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking joking? Let me tell you something right now. You either pay taxes, which is working, which causes productivity in this country. You either pay taxes, and if you don't, then you don't fucking have the right to say what the fuck goes on in our government. You don't have the right to say what goes on in our military. You don't have the right to say what allocated funds goes into entitlements. You don't have the right to do that. So in my opinion, I think we need voter reform more than anything else, all right? Because most of the people that are out here voting, most of them don't even work. I mean, in 2012, with all due respect to my black brethren, all right, I hadn't seen more black people in my life at the polling when I went to vote than I'd ever seen in 2012. And why is that? Because those folks were just basically voting for Barack Obama because he's black and gave them welfare. And you see, I mean, and it's not just black folks. I mean, there was poor white folks, but I had never seen that many black folks at a polling station in my life. And it's because we have this idea that, and it's not just black folks. I'm just saying that that's why they went to the polls. They went to the polls en masse because they wanted to sustain the continuity of what Obama was doing, which is putting half of America on entitlements and welfare. And in my opinion, I think people that have welfare shouldn't vote. Who the fuck are you? You're not contributing a goddamn thing to the productivity of this country. The whole intention of welfare at one point in time was a temporary assistance. You see, I'm not a cold person. I know that many of us go through hard times in life, and some of us get laid off, and some of us may need some help from time to time. But I don't think that you should have help indefinitely. And I certainly don't think that you should be generationally going from welfare to welfare generation. And I'm telling you right now, I mean, this is what Republicans should be talking about. This is what fiscal responsibility is about. And you certainly ain't fucking hearing it from Trump's side. You certainly ain't hearing it from the Democrat side. But you see, we can't get there unless we take out what is prohibiting us from asserting our values. And that's MAGA. All right?
Logos leading report on X just posted the FBI confirmed that Trump's ear was struck by a bullet an hour ago.
You're the third
Site
person.
failed.
Shut up. You're the third person to say it. Don't bitch at me. Why don't you bitch at Christopher Wray, the FBI director that actually entertained this shit? Fucking idiot. And even if he did, like, let's just say Trump did get shot, then that means he's compromised. Why the fuck are you voting for this idiot? I mean, if he has been forced to pick this portly little fucking pompous, arrogant nobody in J.D. Vance, then what else will he do for whoever's his masters are? I mean, they already forced him to, shut down the country over a fucking cold. And took about 2 years away from our fucking lives. Forced some experimental injection in everybody's fucking arms and shit, and claims that it was the greatest invention to mankind. So give me a fucking break. All right? Anyway, let's continue here. I was talking a little bit about international relations. I was talking about Russia. We got sidetracked a little bit. Let's get back to it. Venezuela is actually going to have an election here on Sunday. Put the PC shot on. Now, as Venezuela votes, Russia will be watching. And I think everybody should be checking out this, or at least monitoring what's happening in Venezuela this Sunday, because Nicolas Maduro, I mean, he's been the despotic leader of Venezuela ever since the death of Hugo Chavez. And I think that there may be a crack in this very totalitarian government that may see this guy removed. And that's why Russia's paying a lot of attention to the Venezuelan election. And the reason is because, let's be honest, Venezuela could be potentially going into a very violent situation if Maduro doesn't win. Take a look at this. All right, I said this yesterday. Venezuelans are uncertain in an election when you got Nicolas Maduro claiming that there's going to be a bloodbath if he doesn't win. There's going to be a bloodbath if he doesn't win. I think Trump said something similar as well, but I digress. And you see, let's see. All right, let's see if he loses the election, if he has the clout and has the authority.
I'd buy that for
$1. Jesus Christ.
Hey Ghost, as an integral part of your broadcast, I was wondering if you've already talked about how the FBI confirmed that Trump was indeed hit by a bullet.
Shut the fuck up, all right? We've already acknowledged that shit. Don't text-to-speech this shit anymore, all right? Fucking idiot. I'm over here fucking, shooting pearls over here, and all of a sudden, I've just got all these idiots. Hey, did you hear about fucking Trump and he got shot and the FBI confirmed it? Just shut the fuck up. Jesus fucking Christ, I swear to... you know what? You use dental dam licking, enema bag cleaning, Jared Fogle fucking cock licking, piggish power bottom, socialist schlonghead huck, fucking piece of shit. Just shut up! Just shut the fuck up. You know what? Where's my pipe? I'm sorry, folks, all right? I'm sorry I'm taking time out for this. But as you can see... This is all I get, man. I just get a bunch of fucking trolls, man. They're a bad case of herpes. They never go away. I'm fucking sick of them, man. I'm fucking sick of them, man. And by the way, I still have the same strain of tobacco that was hooked up by the Mexican kid that sells candy apples on the corner. It's called Mary Cone, for all the folks that are wondering. So let me just go ahead and load a little bit of a tobacco bowl here. And let me just take a couple of... Let me take a couple of, hook it up, and then we'll get back to what I was discussing. But I would like everybody to take notice on what the hell's going to happen this Sunday in Venezuela.
I'd buy that for $1.
You sound like Hillary Clinton with your weird obsession with Russia.
What are you talking about? The reason Hillary Clinton was so pissed at Russia because her stupid reset, all right, failed horribly. All right, as a matter of fact, let me show you all this because, of course, you morons don't read, you don't look up anything. You're a bunch of fucking morons that just depend on whatever some TikToker says or some shit. All right, let me show you something. All right, let me show you something here. All right, let's show. All right, this is going to be a clip of Hillary Clinton and Sergei Lavrov. All right, and they actually pulled off this ridiculous stunt in which Hillary Clinton and Lavrov come out and they have a reset button. And it's the most cringiest shit I've ever seen in my life. This is why Hillary Clinton hates fucking Russia. Take a look at this. All right? This right here was the first year or two of Obama's presidency. And here you had Hillary Clinton, who was the Secretary of State, standing with the foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, trying to mend fences. This is yet, the last time that we tried to reset with these pricks. Look at this.
Today, in anticipation of this important meeting and our time here together, I wanted to present you with a little gift which represents what President Obama and Vice President Biden and I have been saying. And that is, we want to reset our relationship. And
let's do it together.
So we will do it together, okay?
All right, there it is.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. We worked hard to get the right Russian word. Do you think we got it?
You get it wrong.
I got it wrong.
It should be перезагрузка. And this says перегрузка, which means overcharged.
All right, so that right there is the reason why Hillary Clinton fucking hates Russia, because her whole goddamn Secretary of State reset with Russia was a failure. All right, so that's why I'm telling you people, I'm tired of pussyfooting around with the goddamn Ruskies. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of pussyfooting around with them, and we should just continue to shove it down their throats. And anybody who's a Russian simp, all right, you fucking hate America. All right, because we've tried with these stupid Ruskies over and over again, and they do the same fucking shit every time. So fuck the Ruskies. All right, fuck them. Fuck them and fuck that. We got Eddie 324758. Why did the name of the strain of the weed after your what the hell does that mean? After my nephew. 5-finger prostate punch. Fuck yeah, get that pipe tip in your mouth. I know urinator would be jealous. And then President J. Ghost is jealous his wife isn't Hillary Clinton. Shut up, asshole, all right? Just shut up. I'm just trying to show you that we've been down this road with these fucking Ruskies, and why you people are giving them the benefit of the doubt again, thinking that they're going to change, thinking that you can negotiate with these vodka-drinking, cockeyed throwbacks in evolution. I have no fucking idea. But anyway, back to Venezuela. Once again, keep your eye on Venezuela this Sunday, because that is the election. That is the Venezuelan election. Once again, Nicolas Maduro is promising a bloodbath if he does not win. Will he have enough authority to tell the military to shoot on their own people? Let's see it. Let's see what happens. All right, give me a smoke here. And cheers to everybody out there on this Baller Friday. I'm going to be in the True Capitalist Radio membership chat, in the voice chat, kicking back with the members in there. And then afterwards, I'm probably going to go around maybe about 10 or 11 p.m. and hook it up with some chicken wings. And I'm talking hot wings, baby. 40 of them with fucking a pitcher of fucking ice cold beer. That's how I like to spend a weekend, baby. That's how I like to spend a weekend. And look, I only eat 40 wings every once in a while, all right? That's just, it's a splurge, all right? I'm not fucking fat, you idiot, all right? I'm not fat. Fucking idiot trying to call me like some kind of a fucking ham bone or something. I'm a man, you understand? A man needs man fuel, all right? And that's what I'm talking about. You fucking 40 fucking chicken wings, baby. Give me a smoke. Cheers to everybody out there who's listening, all right? That's it. You gotta hold it in, let it hit the brain, baby. Hold it in, let it hit the brain. Not 40 pounds of wings. 40 wings, you idiot. Jesus Christ, 40 pounds of wings. All right, let's get back to the broadcast here. Now, why is Maduro, why does he have...
I'd buy that
you
for $1.
Fat ass.
Yeah, fuck you, Menno Ray, all right? You fucking immigrant, you migrant mouth-hugging piece of shit. Who asked you? Who the fuck asked you? Anyway, the reason Nicolas Maduro is possibly going to lose his presidency or head of state, whatever his label is because, what did I tell you on the last show? His mismanagement of the economy. Because as I stated, this management of the Venezuelan economy around late 2016 completely collapsed the entire civilization of Venezuela. Because the central planning of the communist government planned... Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's an e-stop, emergency stop, if you're a gook.
What?
This is an industry standard. Red latching push button, dual normally closed switches, twist to release is an e-stop.
What?
A blue momentary push button is standard for reset. American education at work.
Well, great, nerd. All right, thank you for informing us about that, you fucking nerd. But anyway, as I was stating, they planned the economy when the prices of oil were at $120 a barrel. Then the fall of 2016, I remember it like it was yesterday, the barrel of oil went down to like $29, $28. Okay? And remember, they centrally planned for the economy of Venezuela at $120 a barrel. So that's when the people ran out of everything. You know, I talked about it on the last show. It's a macabre joke, but the Venezuelan diet, there was no food, there was no basic necessities, there was no medical supplies. I mean, it fell into complete chaos in Venezuela. And all because of the central planning of the communist government. And that's why I try to tell you folks that are down with socialism and communism, you don't understand. All right? Somebody has to pay to feed your useless, non-productive ass. And when they can no longer pay for your non-productive ass, you're going to be the first one starving because you're non-productive. That's the thing about communism. I mean, the initial idea of communism was that everybody worked. All right, Karl Marx, when he produced this political theory, he produced it because it was a pure economic theory. All right, the Communist Manifesto and the crap that he wrote in there, he just wrote that really quick so he could take over the Second International. By the way, the International, which was a convention for political thinkers in Europe, the International was actually comprised by anarchists. I mean, it was an anarchist convention, the first International. Bakunin, a famous anarchist, Pierre-Joseph Proudhon, they wrote about Marx and they said he was an egotistical fucking maniac. And you see, the inevitable goal of communism is that you centralize the governance in order to rapidly facilitate dialectic materialism so that under that philosophy of dialectic materialism, they will end up at a contradictionless society. And you see, dialectic materialism communists don't want to wait. You know, it took a long time for America to get to its current status in every single industry, communication, transportation, energy, technology, everything. It took a long time. You see, communists, they don't want to take that fucking evolutionary process. They want to force the process, and they don't care who it kills. They don't care if it damages the fucking environment. They don't give a shit what happens, because they want to rapidly facilitate the dialectic, which is a Hegelian philosophical concept. Now, Hegel, believe it or not, he believed, and it was a very complex work, Hegel's works, but in essence, Hegel believed that for every reality, there's going to be contradictions in that reality, exposing that reality into another reality. And then that new reality goes on until those contradictions expose that reality and create a new reality. And this continues to go on, at least according to the Hegelian dialectic, until at some point there is a contradictionless society, that there's no more contradictions. And you see, that's where Marx argued that the dictatorship of the proletariat, which is supposed to rapidly facilitate the dialectic materialistic theory, will wither away the state, because that's the inevitable goal. At least Marx's communism was anarchism. The centralized proletariat, the dictatorship of the proletariat, the centralized government is a mere holding pattern. The end goal for communism is anarchism. But you see, many people got a hold of communism and created their own variants, and hence why we're fucking fighting many of these variants. You know, we got the cultural Marxists that were created out of the Frankfurt schools in Germany. We've got the intellectual Marxists, the intelligentsia Marxists, which were created by Vladimir Lenin's variant of communism. You've got the revolutionary communists, which were created by Mao in his fucking red book. All right, I mean, you got a lot of different variants out here. I don't really want to get into a whole diatribe on what makes the nuances of these different variants. But anyway, the point is that it's centralized government that makes every decision, especially when it comes to the allocation of natural resources. And you see, this is where many common folk misappropriate communism into believing that they're going to get free shit indefinitely and there's going to be no money. If you read Das Kapital, which is a works by Marx, Marx talks about money being an integral part of communism. I mean, so this idea that there's going to be no money in communism and that bullshit, you people don't even know what you're advocating. I'll tell you right now, I will debate any intellectual Marxist, and I'll make them look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack about their own fucking political theory, because these idiots don't even know. But anyway, I digress. I'm just trying to, give you an idea on why I think communism is a joke, and it will always fail. It will always fail, because when you rapidly facilitate that dialectic materialistic theory, I mean, a lot of people die. And you see, communists are not supposed to care because there's no God in communism. So there's no repercussions if you kill millions of people. As a matter of fact, you're celebrated if you kill millions of people, because in essence, what you did was eliminate the non-productive. And you see, that's why every communist nation, every nation state that has had communism, that's why they kill millions of people. They don't do it because they like killing. They do it because they feel they're purging the non-productive in order to allocate the natural resources and distribute them to the people that are the productive. So if you're a failure in capitalism, you are probably going to starve to death, be purged, or die, or central labor camp in communism. So I'm just saying, all right? And of course, some of these people are like, I don't even know what you're yapping about. You want to know why? Because you're a fucking mental midget, all right? And when the recession comes, you're going to be on your goddamn knees, spit-shining capitalist shoes, boy. Anyway, we got Vox Artificial. Moist Critical believes children can consent to genital mutilation. Disgusting groomer. I don't know why this fucking idiot is even popular anyway. I mean, the guy has a drab personality. He's a manlet. I mean, he has one of the worst comb-overs of a fucking long hair I've ever seen in my life. And look, if you have to comb over your long hair, then just fucking cut it. All right, asshole? Just fucking cut it. Jesus Christ, what is this? All right, here it is. And of course, you know, he's talking to Sneeko, which, I mean, him and Sneeko supposedly had beef, but, leech is going to leech, everybody's got to leech off everybody, I guess. Here it is. Play this.
Is not a child. That's the point.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting, as you agree with. But it's not a child.
God.
That's the point.
Do you believe that somebody can...
There it is. All right, so all you Moist Critical fans out there, that's what you supported by watching this prick's video. Congratulations, all right? And Vox Artificials, HRT is not genital mutilation, but it's still disgusting grooming behavior. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, so how is that so different when you say people on welfare should be cut off and forced to work? That sure sounds the same to me. Well, they're lucky to have welfare. Five Finger Prostate Punch. That's coming out of the fucking productive's pocket.
Breaking news. The FBI now confirms Trump was struck by a bullet.
Oh, dude.
Will Ghost react his statements?
Look, I'm telling y'all right
Probably
now, y'all better cut the fucking shit, all right? Y'all better cut the fucking shit out here. I mean, you guys are fucking pissing me off. Y'all are ruining my Baller Friday, all right? I mean, I'm out here, I'm shooting pearls, for Christ's sake. And instead of, I don't know, contributing to the conversation, you fucking idiots are out here doing this bullshit. All right, give me a smoke, all right? I'm going to take another smoke. I'm doing me. I'm not going to sit here and continue to fucking spark synapses out here when you goddamn kebab meatbag chewing, Hillary Clinton bedpan cleaning, taint tonguing, blue ball blowing pieces of tribal nudity jacking off pieces of trash are going to fucking badger me. I'll tell you that right now. Give me a smoke, all right? That's it. Gotta hold it in, let it hit the brain, all right? Gotta hold it in, let it hit the brain. All right, let's continue here, all right? Let's move on to another subject matter, all right? Let's go ahead and talk about China. I haven't even been talking about fucking China out here. We've been talking about Russia. We've been talking about Venezuela. China, as you heard earlier, China and Russia decided to send some bombers that the United States military intercepted around Alaska. And, of course, we sent a bomber today over there in Russia just to show them, like, oh, yeah, bitch, now we're not fucking around. Did you hear about this? All you folks in Australia, you better get prepared. U.S. military seeking strategic advantages builds up Australia's northern bases amid China's tensions. So movement of the war machine continues, and I mean we're showing that we ain't backing down, baby. And this is the fucking goddamn foreign policy I want. I want China and Russia to know that America is not going to be bitched out like we were during the Obama administration. All right? I mean, during the Obama administration, both Russia and China were threatening nuclear war like every fucking month. Every fucking month. You don't hear them doing that anymore. You don't hear them talking that shit anymore. I'll tell you that right goddamn now. And look, President Jay, you idiot. You're like the 8th person to donate that shit. I get it, all right? I was just simply stating that the FBI director said under oath that he was not sure if he was hit by a bullet. I was just repeating what this fucking guy said under oath. So shut up.
I'd buy that.
And what is this? Anonymous.
Political question. If China is able to broker a peace deal with Ukraine and Russia, how will the U.S. respond? Since we gave them so much aid.
I don't think that's going to happen. I was afraid of it yesterday. I have looked into it. It seems as if Russia is like, oh, you want to go and you want to be peace, so fuck you, and then they're not down with it. But I'll tell you right now, if that was to happen, I think that we should black operative fucking. I hate to say this, we'd have to black operative unalive or whatever you want to call it, Zelensky, because I mean, how dare this prick out here gonna make China look like the peacemaker when we've been supplying you with all these fucking weapons that you wanted, that you claim that you can go and repel the damn invasion of Russia? That would be a very bad move for Zelensky, in my opinion. All right? That would be a very bad move. But I understand why he wants to do it, because he realizes that his military strategy of confronting the invasion from an offensive military position was a big mistake. And they lost, in my opinion, a lot of Ukrainians that did not need to be lost. But once again, going back to China, we're going to build up bases over there in Australia so we can have a strategic hitting advantage in order for China to be deterred from doing anything that it thinks that it can do. All right? And on top of that, I mean, look, we're sticking it to China. Aside from us decoupling from their production and economic system, which is throwing them into economic peril, take a look at this. Circle the wagons. State pension funds are now dumping Chinese investments. So while they're having an economic meltdown, we're helping facilitate it by having these hedge fund managers and these retirement fund managers sell Chinese stocks. So, I mean, we're really sticking it to China economically. I've told you that they are trying everything to get money into their pockets. I said this week that they're telling the financial sector of China to take out foreign debt and max it out and not pay it in order to bring in money into the economy. They're talking about selling the fucking Bitcoin that they made illegal in order to bring revenue into the country. I mean, they're doing everything. Well, take a look at what they're doing now. All right, take a look at what these Chinese are doing now, and I don't think it's going to work. They're going to actually give, for the first time, I believe, in their history, because I don't recollect China doing this, they're actually going to give a consumer stimulus. I mean, this is Xi Jinping's way of saying, look, I fucked up the economy, motherfucker, but I'm going to give you money now. Go buy products. That's literally what it is. China veers off a beaten path with consumer stimulus. Take a look at this, all right? What's going to happen, all right, is that they're going to give a stimulus of about $20.7 billion, which is about 1 trillion won, in order to subsidize and give give money to the population of China in order for them to buy the crap that they manufacture, which I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, how the fuck are you going to manufacture shit, all right, that you made on like slave labor type of wages, all right, and then you're going to give people the money, which is above what they got paid to manufacture the shit, in order for them to pay for it at a market price. I mean, this is the fucking most dumbest shit I've ever heard. This is why I'm telling you, we gotta fucking shove it down their goddamn throats, man. They're on the ropes. That's why when I hear Trump saying that, oh well, you know, I'm gonna talk to China. I'm gonna talk to China, and we're gonna make agreements. And we cannot afford to let this happen, because as I stated all this week, okay, if Trump comes into power, aside from him pulling away from the foreign policy that we have, he's going to go and trade with Russia and China. And Russia and China right now are on a bust cycle, a major bust cycle in their economy, to the point in which they're in a recession, almost depression type levels. And if Trump pulls back from his foreign policy and begins to trade with China and Russia, he will instantly turn that bust cycle into a boom cycle. And instead of making America great again, he's going to make China and Russia great again on our fucking dime. Fuck that. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, don't worry about us Aussies. We can hold our own. We don't need 50K bullets for one kill. Yeah, shut up, asshole. Red Eyes Black Dragon, bronies, Mexicans, and furries are what's left in the U.S. military. I know we got to provide some incentives to bring people back to the military. I think that we need to pay people's student debt off. How about that? all you folks out there that are student debtors that, I always criticize because I think you need to pay for it. I mean, you should have thought about, like, wait a minute, hold on. I can't get a car loan. I can't get a business loan. I can't get a personal loan. But you're going to give me like $60,000 for me to go to school when I don't even have a fucking job? What's the collateral? You're the collateral, you idiot. And you know what? Even after those 4 years of college, you still don't even fucking understand that. You don't understand that you were fucking played like a moron. Anyway, Eddie324758, that's generally what happens when you go against the Jewish. I'm not saying that. You fucking anti-Semitic prick. Eddie324758 again. You bounce back and forth between Russia and China aren't a threat, paper tigers, to we need to beat their asses, so I'm getting whiplash. Listen, they're not going to do shit. The only reason I repeat that is because we got fucking weak people like you that believe that, oh my God, it's going to be nuclear Armageddon. It's not, you idiot. All right? And stop whipping everybody up into a frenzy. These people are chumps. And let me tell you what we need to do. We need to stick it to both China and Russia until the government collapses. I'm not going to be happy until these government apparatus collapse. And once they collapse and they find some government to resurrect themselves, we'll deal with those fucks. All right? We'll deal with those fuckers. But anyway, once again, going to show you how bad China is, they're going to give a stimulus to their people in order to purchase the old appliances and buy all this shit they manufactured for pennies on the dollar. They're going to give them money to pay for it retail to stimulate the economy. So there it is right there. That's Chinese fucking economics right there. All right, so that's why I'm telling you, we got to continue with this foreign policy. All right? Now, with that being said, I've always told you, going back to China being a paper tiger, especially when it comes to India. You know, I've talked about this many times, that every time India and China have a dispute over a border, all right, China always goes to the BRICS or goes to some meeting in order to mediate it and say, we're sorry, my friend, we're sorry. And look, they're playing damage control before it happens. Take a look at this. India and China agreed to work urgently to achieve the withdrawal of troops on their disputed border. So this underscores that China doesn't want to have anything to do with India because historically, India are fierce fighters. I understand there's a lot of stereotypes and stuff when it comes to Indian people, but they have been historically fierce fighters. They were the ones that drove Alexander the Great back to Macedonia. So, these have been historically fierce fighters, and India can match man for man China's military. As a matter of fact, India has a larger population than China, if you can believe that. So China's not stupid. It's trying to make friends with folks that could potentially be a front in warfare if China decides to pull the plug and decides to invade Taiwan. Because if they invade Taiwan, it's open season on China, and most people in Asia hate China. The Japanese hate China, the Koreans hate China, the Cambodians can't stand China. Everybody hates China. So you want to try to solidify as many friends, or at least, I wouldn't say friends, but at least associated nation states as possible in order for them not to be an open front if you decide to be aggressive. That's what this is, in my opinion. All right, because they certainly don't want any beef with India, because India could certainly, meet them in the theater of combat. All right, now with that being said, the head of state of India made an interesting comment today. India's Modi said that Pakistan, which is a huge trading partner with China, is using terrorism and proxy war to stay relevant. Now, I've been covering Pakistan. You guys have been listening to me. I've covered Pakistan. And Pakistan, I don't think that they're using terrorism in order for them to stay relevant. They're dealing with terrorism because it's out of control. Now, obviously, this is coming from a biased perspective from Modi because India and Pakistan have always hated each other. And they've already had a few wars with each other, and India has kicked their asses, at least in 2 of those wars. I mean, severely kicked Pakistan's ass. So, I mean, this is a little bit of saber rattling, to say the least, but I kind of disagree with Modi's statement here, because we've all been covering Pakistan for a long time, and it's almost a failed state, not because it's using terrorism as a means to stay relevant. And Tretchman with Rumble ran on the topic of Marx and the Second International. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I just heard you say leftist dorks going to cons is a tradition going back for 200 years now. Yeah, that's great, Tretchman, but the whole reason for the International was to convene the anarchists in Europe in order for them to comprise some understanding of a new form of political ideology. And that's why in the Second International, from the time the First and the Second International happened, in between that time, Marx, I mean, if you read the Communist Manifesto, it reads as if he rushed through it. It reads as if he rushed through it, and he did because he wanted it before the Second International. And once the Second International happened, he monopolized most of the intellectuals at the International. And this is where the anarchist Pierre-Joseph Proudhon and Bakunin, they wrote about Marx and how he was an arrogant piece of shit that took over the International, and they fucking hated him. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't compare the International to fucking Comic-Con, all right? And Eddie324758, India always wins because no one can stand the smell. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, never mind, all right? Anyway, Pakistan had to respond to India's Modi's remarks. And take a look at this. Pakistan reacts and says, that's belligerent. Because what else are they going to say? They have to deal with their own terrorism within their own goddamn country. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about the Tariqi Taliban, the Balochistan separatists. You got ISIS in there. The Pashtun tribe we talked about yesterday is starting to get uppity. I mean, you've got the followers of ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan, who is now in jail, that are now getting uppity over there. It's a serious situation in Pakistan, and that's why I believe China at some point is going to go in there and, collect its debts, I think China's going to go in there, and that's what I would do if I was Xi. I mean, Xi has to show his military might, but he is in no position to be getting into a direct confrontation with a nation state. I don't think that he has the military, nor do I think that he has the ability right now to do so. Because remember, because of their one-child policy, made like the population like 4 or 5 men to every 1 woman. And one-child policy means that every Chinese family puts this one child on a pedestal. That's why they call it the little emperor syndrome. And once a lot of those little emperors just start dying because of warfare, I think that would cause a deep demoralization amongst the population of China. And when you've lost your population, then what are you governing over if you're a governing power, if you're a government apparatus? What are you governing if you have lost your population's will and demoralize them? So that's why I don't think they're going to do a goddamn thing. Now, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about Israel here, because, they're a hot topic, and I know there's a lot of folks that are anti-Semitic here, but as I've stated, I said this time and time again, after the October 7th terror attack, or whatever you want to call it, on Israel, I said that we should use Israel's aggression and audacity in this military theater with Palestine, redirect it towards our enemies in the Middle East. And I said Hezbollah, in Lebanon. I said Iran, which the Israelis have already bombed Iran. I forgot to mention, they're even hitting up the Houthis. I forgot to mention yesterday the fucking Houthi attack. Because for whatever reason, the Houthis thought that, they could take a pop shot at Israel and nothing was going to happen. Look at this massive amount of damage that they have caused here. Israel's Yemen strike caused millions in damage to the Houthis. The impact of Operation Long Arm is not just to create a deterrent and causing psychological damage, but mainly aimed at disrupting the lifeline of the Houthi economy. So there you go. I mean, I hope it was worth it, the Houthis. I mean, it's bad enough that you're, pop-shotting, folks around your region, and now you've got the attention of Israel. I hope it was worth it. But once again, Israel is doing our dirty work, folks. And whether you like Israel or not, I mean, I'd prefer them going out there kicking ass as opposed to our boys going out there. And they're doing it. And this is what I predicted. I mean, look, I got to play this. I'm sorry. I mean, a prognosticator strikes again, baby, all right? And I know many people ask me, how do you know all this shit? How do you know this shit's going to happen and shit? You got to figure that out on your own, all right? You got to figure that shit out on your own. But I want to show you. I want to show you, all right, that I prognosticated this. And I prognosticated this some time ago, all right? Let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm sorry. I had to say it. Now, I prognosticated this, all right, on 12/22/23. All right? And this is episode 674, Baller Friday Christmas Weekend. I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but beep, beep. If you want my opinion, I think that we should aid Israel, not because of this Hamas shit, but we should use them. We should try to navigate their motive and their determination away from Gaza and motivate it towards Iran. And I alluded to this last year, that we could use Israel as a means of confronting Iran. And once they begin confronting Iran, that's when, we get to some really serious business in the Middle East. And the whole reason why we would want that, because we want destabilization. I mean, what they've been saying about us, our enemies, is absolutely correct. I mean, we want destabilization. I mean, it's the whole proverbial how George Bush Jr. said, we're fighting them over there, so we don't have to fight them over here. You know what I'm saying? And Five Finger Prostate Punch said, so you're convinced those people to die? I'm not, fuck you. I didn't say that, asshole. All right, just shut your mouth. But take a look at this. The risk of a broader Middle East war is rising. All right. So I believe that if we were to aid Israel, or I wouldn't say aid Israel, I think that we need to somehow navigate Israel's determination away from what they have now done to Gaza and the Palestinians and go right into Iran and eliminate the problem of Iran for us. And I think that that's in the cards right now, if you want my opinion. And once that happens, the whole area will be destabilized, from Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran. And you see, I'm not trying to sound like some, fucking sick-ass Mossad agent or anything, but we kind of need for this to happen because lest we forget, okay, there's over 1 billion Muslims on this planet. And let's just say for the sake, as a matter of fact, I think it's 1.2 billion or some shit. Let's just say for the sake of argument, 10% of them, 10% of that billion are radicalized Muslims that want to commit jihad and that are fundamentalists and that are willing to blow themselves up and that sort of thing. How do you contain that? How is it that you contain that? You certainly can't kill them all. You certainly can't round them all up. So what you do is you provide the conflict necessary in order for these folks to centrally concentrate their motivations in an arena that is away from the United States of America. And this is how, believe it or not, everybody's calling me, oh, you're glowing, Ghost. Hey, this is how foreign policy and diplomacy works. This is how black operative diplomacy works. And you see, once this happens in the Middle East, all these variants of Islam, and this is what has been culminating for the past 10 years. I've actually been talking about this in fucking 2017, 2016. I mean, this is what we've been trying to accomplish. Because you have to control 1 billion people, especially if it was only 10% of that 1.2 billion that's radicalized. You have to engage them to engage each other so that they can kill each other voluntarily. And we, the United States, are looking like the ones that are trying to mitigate the situation. That is what fucking black operative diplomacy is all about. Why do you think I can prognosticate these events? Because, well, you got to figure that shit out on your own, all right? But that's why we're doing what we're doing. And it's way beyond the pay grade of many of you folks out there who think that fucking politics is a fucking team game. You're damn right. That once again, folks, all right, I know what I'm doing, baby. That's why they call me the prognosticator of prognosticators. That's why I predict the future, because I know this game. I understand the grand chessboard, and I know what I'm doing. All right? I know what I'm doing. Anyway, Vox Artificial said that was AI audio. Yeah, right, idiot. Fallen Dawn, first of all, how do we use Israel when they own America? Come on, brothers. Cheers. They don't own America, you idiot, all right? Now, do they have influence in certain industries and shit? I mean, yeah, sure. But they don't own America. Five-finger prostate punch. That wasn't me, Ghost, but did you convince those people to die? Just shut up, all right? Just shut your stupid, stinking, salmon-smelling hole out here. I'm just simply telling you, I told you so, all right? That's all I'm saying. And guess what? Israel is doing exactly what we want. Look at this. Israel spying on Hezbollah commanders and killing them one by one. Well, they need to get the big prize, which is Nasrallah. Nasrallah, in my opinion, has been the biggest shit talker in this whole terrorist game. He's the only fat piece of shit that hasn't done any kind of legitimate warfare. He wasn't out there committing jihad. He was just some fucking cleric that's been hiding behind some fucking in some hole somewhere talking shit via video. You know what I'm saying? Eddie 3244758. Can you name me one appointed person in the cabinet that's not a Jew? What are you talking about? How about that black chick that's the press secretary that's a dyke? What are you talking about? Anyway, five-finger prostate punch. We all know you don't prognosticate. You just keep throwing shit at a wall. Well, if that's the case, then why the hell did I literally tell the future last year when it came to Israel now expanding? Because I said that we needed to do that. We needed to, through black operative persuasion, to convince Israel in some capacity to move away from the military theater in Palestine and going right after Hezbollah, Lebanon, Syria, now Yemen, Iran, Iraq even. And I know many of you people are like, why Iraq? Well, what did I tell you? Because Iraq has told the United States that it doesn't want the United States conducting any kind of military operations in Iraq because they are the ones that want to go and, I don't know, the Iraqis want to go hunt down the terrorists, apparently. And I said that was going to be a bad mistake for them. But take a look at this. Someone's taking a pop shot at our base over there. Take a look at this. 4 missiles launched at Iraq's Ain al-Assad air base. Once again, I mean, Iraq is going to be crawling back to us. And in my opinion, I think that if we're going to do this, if Israel is serious and they're going to confront Iran and potentially be at their doorstep, the United States should give air support and bomb strategic areas in order to pave way for Israel to go into Iran. And believe me, I'm saying this with 100% certainty, the people would be greeting Israel, whoever liberated Iran, as liberators. And then once we liberated Iran, we should go right back into Iraq. All right? And take the fucking oil that was supposed to pay the $7 trillion that we spent liberating these fucking ungrateful people. We need to take that shit back with interest. All right? But that's long term. We don't have to do that right away. All right? We got to fucking, make sure that, we hook it up with Iran, take them out of the picture, and then we focus on other objectives, all right, in my view, all right? And a five-finger prostate punch, throw enough shit at a wall. Yeah, that's great, dude, all right? And you focus on quantity over quality. How does that work, dude? I mean, what have I said that hasn't come to pass when it comes to the international relations component of this show? Not much, all right? You can't say, dude, I predict a lot of shit internationally, all right? And Vox Artificial's not your oil bloodlust Brianna, all right? You see, that's what's unfortunate, is that black operations like this are way above your pay grade. And that's why you're the simplistic American people that wax your carrot to fucking pre-teenage Japanese imported cartoons and getting your thumbs bruised on fucking video games and going to Comic Cons and playing cosplay and shit like that. That's why you're the simplistic people. And that's why I blame Trump for bringing idiots into the political spectrum that had no business being in politics. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion. Now, speaking of Iran, we had a little bit of optimism, at least, for this new president-elect that's supposed to be a reformist out there. So much so that the Ayatollah veiledly threatened this guy. I think the threat worked because now this new president of Iran has deflated any optimism of him being a reformist. Take a look at this. Iran's president-elect says he will follow Khomeini's guiding light. So I feel sorry for all the folks in Iran that celebrated this guy's election. It's unfortunate that this guy, at least he was labeled a reformer, is not going to be reforming a goddamn thing. And that's unfortunate. But, hey, it's Iran. It's Iran, all right? Anyway, let us continue. I want to talk a little bit more about Iran here. The French rail network, that I talked about vaguely at the beginning of the broadcast when I said that France arrested a Russian chef planning to pull off some attack, apparently, over there at the Olympics. But they today had a French rail network hack that prohibited the rail system from working, which caused a lot of people to stand around during the Olympics. Well, Israel says that it was Iran that sabotaged the rail network ahead of the Paris Olympics. And, I don't know if I believe them, but it coincides with what the fuck I've been trying to tell you here for the past 10 minutes. All right? That we are now focusing the audacity and the military focus of Israel. And we're now focusing, or having them focus it on Iran. All right, so I can't wait for Israel to make a move on Iran, and the United States should support them in a fucking air raid and let them be the boots on the ground. And let me tell you something, they would greet us as liberators. The fucking Iranian people would love the West. They would love to be a part of the West. They want to embrace the West. They need to be broken away from this fundamentalism that has plagued these poor people. And by the way, long live the 2009 Green Revolution. Their souls will never be eliminated in vain. So anyway, I think we're almost about done here. Okay, I think we're almost about done. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Bangladesh student protest here. It doesn't seem to be dying down even after the deaths of some people out there, the 2,500 arrests. And I just want everybody to take a look. Bangladesh student protest turns into a mass movement against a dictator. So we're slowly moving into absolute outright unrest over there in Bangladesh. And I'd like to think that Myanmar had something to do with this. Because Myanmar, once the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Aung San Suu Kyi, woman leadership, by the way, once she became in power in Myanmar, she lost control of the state, and now the military, which had control of it during the time that she was a 10-year political prisoner in her own home, they took control of the government, and she was rendered impotent. Now, what the Myanmar government did is, the military, they decided to ethnically cleanse Myanmar and push out anybody who was of Bangladesh descent and threw them back into Bangladesh. So I'd like to think that possibly this has some contributing factor to the current unrest. And, if I was this dictator, he better make a move, and the only move to make if I was the Bangladesh dictator is attack on Myanmar right now. Attack on Myanmar right now in order to quash this particular uprising, galvanize the people around nationalistic fervor. And that's exactly what I hate. I'm not saying he did it, but it's rather convenient, but that's what Israel did. All right, prior to the October 7th attacks, Benjamin Netanyahu, there were like 500,000 people that week, that earlier that weekend, that were protesting to have Benjamin Netanyahu removed from power. And then 24 hours after that 500,000 Israeli protest, October 7th happened. And what did October 7th do? It eliminated all the disdain that most Israelis had for Benjamin Netanyahu, and it organized everyone in Israel into the military objective. So, just trying to let you know how things work around here. That's all I'm saying, all right? I mean, everybody's calling me Bloodlust Brian and, oh, you want people to die. This is how reality works, all right? I mean, you have to understand, this is how the world is. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is how it works. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's get to totally useless news here, all right? Let's lighten up and let's go to totally useless news. All right, let's go to this first very interesting, totally useless news piece. If you people in Arizona, I mean, no offense, I know I got a lot of people in Arizona that listen to me, but that fucking piece of land is a nuclear waste dump, all right? I mean, let me tell you something. There's like nuclear weapon waste material that is buried underneath that sand, and the vapors or some shit is seeping through the sand and is penetrating your psyche, and you people in fucking Arizona are going nuts. Now, why am I saying this? Because of shit like this. Take a look at this. Arizona's Pooseum. Pooseum teaches science using fossilized feces. All right? I'm not fucking kidding, man. What the fuck are you people, what are you fucking people on over there in Arizona? The Pooseum? Play this shit. The fucking Pooseum. A museum about poo. They got kids playing with poo. I mean, give me a break. Arizona? Seriously? What is your problem? All right, I've had enough. I've had enough, all right? I mean, give me a fucking break. Arizona's Pooseum. Pooseum. So anyway, I don't want you people from Arizona ever to get offended whenever I say that, you know, your pissing ground of a fucking geography is a nuclear waste dump. All right? When you're doing shit like this. All right? Now, if you didn't think that was pathetic enough to show you that Americans have too much fucking time and too much energy on their hands, I got to show you something else that's fucking ridiculous. All right? Hey, hold on. Camaro RS09. Hey, Ghost, are you planning to watch Transformers 1? It looks pretty good. Hopefully it's not a letdown. I'm not fucking watching that crap. And President J, do they have the golden showers there as well? Look at these fucking sick assholes. Anyway, if you thought that wasn't pathetic enough, take a look at this fucking event of old boomers that have nothing fucking better to do. Take a look at this. Bearded, burly, Ernest Hemingway doppelgangers compete for a look-alike prize. In celebration of renowned author Ernest Hemingway's 125th birthday this Sunday, a bar in Key West, Florida hosted its annual look-alike competition. And here you go. You got a whole bunch of old geezers, all right, getting together to look like Hemingway. I mean, fucking shit. Play this shit. All right? Play this crap. Jesus Christ. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, give me a break. I mean, do we have nothing better to do with our lives? Do we have nothing better to do than shit like this? Look at all these Hemingway-looking pricks. Oh, my God. You know, and just as a footnote, they also had some weird event out here in Texas in the city, the city of Kyle, all right? The city of Kyle hosted an event of nothing but dudes named Kyle. And they've been doing it. I'm not joking. I'm not fucking kidding around. They've been trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records, all right, which is held by some fucking Timbuktu fucking European country, of the most people with the same name in the city with their name. I mean, what the fuck's going on, man? I mean, get a fucking life, all right? Get a fucking life. Your name's Kyle, so you feel that you got to pay homage and go to Kyle, Texas, and go hang out with like 200 other 50 schmucks named Kyle that are all fucking single and probably have no fucking chicks, by the way? Because let me tell you something. Any woman would wince if you went up to her and say, hey, honey, I'm going to go take a trip to Kyle, Texas because they got this Guinness Book of World Records thing going on, and they're trying to get as many people that are named Kyle in Kyle, Texas. Fucking give me a break, man. What a bunch of fucking pieces of fucking disposable road trash. All right, disposable fucking road trash. Now, anyway, it is Baller Friday, all right, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and hook it up with Radio Graffiti, even though I don't want to. But I do want to say we do have new merch, by the way. All you got to do is go to The Ghost Report on X or Twitter, whatever you want to refer to it as, and go to this tweet right here. It's new swag, merch, Happy Baller Friday. We put a couple of new things on there. We're going to put a couple more things. So cheers to all of you guys that are patronizing and taking a look, man. Cheers. And by the way, before I get to Radio Graffiti, I posted this, and I thought it was hilarious because, I mean, aside from it actually being funny, it reminds me of me and the Trolls. All right? And I posted me and the Trolls every goddamn show. And take a look at this. This is me and the Trolls every show.
Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. I can't take this no more, bro. Man, this dude gonna make me kill him, bro. Man, let me relax, man. This ain't even my son, man. Why she leave me with this sucker, bro? Gonna ignore me? I just want some peace and quiet. Man, it's not telling you to get the hell up out my ear. Why you keep playing with me? Tell me what to do. No. Well, do it again. Next time I'm gonna bite it out. Bite it out, then. I'm about to make some turtle soup out this sucker, man. Get the hell out of here. Okay, all right. Time out. I don't care about none of that. Okay, now hit me. Leave me alone. I ain't playing with you, bro.
All right, look. First of all, I'm not the turtle. You're the fucking turtle. I'm not the fucking turtle. You're the goddamn turtle. Jesus Christ. And what is this? Five-finger prostate punch. For every bit of merch purchase, Ghost donates $2 to Israel. That's a fucking lie. All right? That's a goddamn lie. And Vox Artificial said that he donated some totally useless news. So let me get to that. All right? And by the way, let me get to some of these. Put the PC shot on. Yeah, I get it, Mad Thad. All right? I get it. We got Vox Artificial, some totally useless news. Congressman giving a speech about Skibbity coin on the House floor. Great. And Viking Kyle, what happened to my dog? My dog is in another part of the home, okay? All right, so piss off. And Haywood, what's up, queer? You sound fat as fuck. You sound like you lactate bacon grease. You sound like you use butter for deodorant. Yeah, well, you're the kind of guy that... never mind. Whatever, Haywood, all right? I know you're in a bad way, all right? I know that, things are happening to you personally, and you're probably not doing well, so I'm not going to make fun of you, all right? Once again, before we get to Radio Graffiti, if you'd like to support the show and kick it with yours truly and chat with us, this is a very serious room. That's why all these trolls talk, oh, it's safe space. Listen... I want a place in which there's no fucking internet drama. There's none of these internet blood sports, none of that crap, where people can get together and discuss things. And, folks that join and aren't active in the voice chat, they listen and they learn something. So, anyway, I just want to say, join the True Capitalist Radio membership. And by the way, for the members... I'm actually going to give them something here in the next month. I'm actually going to be distributing something monthly. I don't want to say what it is yet. I want to give it out first, and then people are going to be hype about it and shit. So, cheers to all those that are members. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I've got something in the works that should be distributed to each and every one of you here in the next few weeks, all right? And it's actually something that I'm physically mailed to you guys. So it's going to be a memento. It's going to be something to collect, all right? So with that being said, I guess I'm going to do, radio fucking graffiti. I don't fucking know, all right? Popeye's coupon. Shut up, Vox Artificial. Oh, yeah, let me get to this totally useless news by Vox first, and then we're going to get to radio graffiti. All right, let's take a look at this. Who the hell is Brad Sherman? All right, Brad Sherman gave this speech about Skibbity Coin. Fucking Skibbity Coin. We're fucked, dude. All right, we wonder why we have these mumsers to choose from fucking politics. I mean, give me a break. All right, here it is. Play this.
Which leads to the question, what about Skibbity Coin?
Skibbity Coin?
I thought that was a joke until I'm told there already is a Skibbity Toilet Coin. And once they make the Skibbity Coin, the Skibbity Toilet movie, will Skibbity Coin
I'd buy that for $1.
We don't know. But why is Bitcoin more valuable than Skibbity Coin?
Okay, so
it is today.
I get it. This is a debate on cryptocurrency and the kind of unscrupulousness that happens in that market. And I kind of agree with that dork. I mean, he's suggesting that, hey, they created Skibbity Coin, and once the movie comes out, it's going to skyrocket, and the people that created it are going to abandon ship and make fucking large sums of cash. That's crypto in a nutshell. Anyway, Haywood, hey, queer, it's the trolls and I, you fucking retard, learn basic English. Let me tell you something, dude. You're about to fuck up radio graffiti for everybody, Haywood. You're about to fuck up radio graffiti for everybody. So please, all right, before you piss me off, I'm doing a show on Baller Friday, all right? I mean, I could be at the bar right now, all right? But I'm going to wait. And by the way, I'm going to be on later on after the broadcast in the True Capitalist Radio membership chat room. And I'm going to be talking to folks in there for a few hours. And then I'm going to go and eat some chicken wings. All right, with a little bit of, copious amounts of alcohol as well, all right? Anyway, let me smoke really fast, and then we're going to get to radio graffiti here, all right? And by the way, let me go ahead and put the number on the screen if you want to participate in everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about radio graffiti! Radio graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you've got to do is give us a call right now. You see that number on top of the box of buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics. If you want to give us a call and participate, then give us a call at 667-770-1015. And once the operator bitch starts talking, you push in that code 844286. And once you do, you will be in queue to be a part of Radio Graffiti. And when I call on your area code or on your name, you've got exactly 4 to 5 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this Radio Graffiti, all right? So with that being said, let me go ahead and load this bowl of tobacco that I scored from the Mexican kid that sells candy apples on the corner. Once again, the strain of this tobacco is called Mary Cone. Don't ask me. I have no idea what the fuck that means, but I think it's I don't know, some kind of a Mexican thing. I have no idea. Anyway, cheers to everybody out there who is chilling with me on this Baller Friday. Cheers to you and happy Baller Friday, man. All right, cheers. All right, that's it. You gotta hold it in and let it hit the brain, baby. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and that's Radio Graffiti. And, I got to turn off YouTube. Thank you all for reminding me. I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube here. Anyway, for all those folks on YouTube... shut up! Sorry about that. For all the folks on YouTube, I want to say cheers to each and every one of you. Happy Baller Friday to everybody on YouTube. You can catch this stream on X right now. You can catch it on Rumble. You can catch it on DLive. You can also catch it on Vaughn.live/ghost. There is a bunch of areas in which you can catch this stream. So I want to say cheers once again to all the folks that are in the YouTube chat. And let me go ahead and drop the link for all the folks that may or may not want some merch over there in YouTube. All right, there it is right there. All right, so anyway, I want to thank everybody on YouTube for listening. I will be back on next week. Like I said, I'm going to be doing these shows 4 to 5 times a week during the week. And I don't know, man, I may throw in a ghost show every now and then. All right, I may throw in a ghost show. I've been getting a lot of people emailing me on ghost.report, and they've been saying that, come on, man, don't do it, man. We love the ghost show, and it's been very persuasive. So I don't know, maybe we'll have a ghost show here soon. I don't know, maybe I'll think about Sunday. I'll think about it. I'll think about Sunday. I'm not doing Saturday. Are you nuts? Are you high? I'm not going to do Saturday. Saturday's my day off, and no, it's not Sabbats. All right, Saturday's my day off. So anyway, I want to say thank you all to all the folks that are on the YouTube stream right now. Go ahead and make it over if you can to any of the other streams. Of course, X, Rumble, Vaughn. We're also on Trovo over there, and of course on DLive. I want to say cheers to everybody out there on YouTube. Until next week, cheers to each and every one of you, and Happy Baller Friday, baby. Happy Baller Friday! Cheers, baby, cheers. I'm out of here. Woo!